Hi. Hello. I have face. I was lazy today. You know what? Honestly, I looked more cozy like an hour ago. I had this. I bought a new shirt, actually. I want to show you. It was on clearance, like an additional 50% off, and it was like 11 bucks basically. But I think it's like a really cute shirt for like just being cozy, and I really like it. So, yeah, I got this. I want to get like a plain white like collared shirt and wear it underneath that, and I think that would look really cool, and then deck out with like accessories that are like, you know, like Ronnie has this choker that has like these spikes on it, and I really want to get one. Like it looks so cute. I used to have one a long time ago, but I got made fun of, so I stopped wearing it and I got rid of it. Who made fun of? That's not how I fold shirts. Who made fun of it? My best friend. Ah, sorry. I didn't mean to punch you. I just wanted to fold this. That's how I fold a shirt, by the way. Professionally at my job. Wah. But yeah. And then I got this other shirt that was like, I can just go get it really quick. Hold on. Ah. Do 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 do. I got this one, and it was like $5, if even that. So, lots of black and white. But that was like the only two shirts at my job that I was like, okay, you know what, I kind of like this. So, yeah, 8 out of 10 folding technique. Kiss my ass. I'd love to see you try to do better. Also, hi, Sussy. How are you? Have you had a plate today? I might cut you like half of the rest of my steak and bring it into work tomorrow. No, you don't wear it because you're on vacation. Fuck. I want to be on vacation. Ugh. Not true. It's uncharted territory. No one has been brave enough to do it. I don't wanna. I don't wanna be the one. That's not how I wanna die. The gas will absorb back into your body and eventually seep out somewhere, apparently commonly in your breath. Holding your gas in makes your mouth smell like shit. I mean, I knew that. I knew that like if you hold in a fart, it can come out of your mouth. But I figured like, I don't know. I figured you just have like heart problems or something. Not really. The culture of this business is just bad. Pink Floyd, I've heard of them. You have? What? Hi, Chiz, how are you? I will give you your fit check. I will give you your fit check. Today, I am sporting... Rude. Rude. Today, I am sporting a, like, white tube top thing. I don't know. It's a top, and it's short. It's not quite a tube top because it has strapes. But anyway, yeah, I have that on, and then I have this cute skirt that has like a slit in the side of it, so that's really cool. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I have this necklace on too. I was wearing the Pink Floyd sweater after I woke up from a nap, but that's mostly because after I wake up from a nap, I am cold. Like I just want to be all snuggly all day. Like I could really just nap all day, almost every day, and be fine with it. Anyway, yeah. Wow. That's the feet. Viking! Hello! How are you? Who's the absolute babe? Where the fuck is Sammy? I don't know her. She doesn't even exist to me! But hello, how are you today? Poo poo! Hello, poo poo! Hello, Jedi! Hello, hello! Sorry, I missed your first message there, Jedi. There was a lot of like blues between you, Chiz, and Stream Elements, and then Smurf, but Smurf's kind of stands out a little bit more because it's dark. But yeah, yeah, that's the fit. Um, I also have announcements to make. I have decided to restructure. That's right. I'm going back to a structured schedule because I think it'll be, I don't know, I think I can handle it at this point, and I'm kind of like toying around with different things sometimes. Also, I fixed the channel point redemptions. They should be working now. If someone could test one, like the blurps, I'd appreciate it. I heard it the other day, but I just want... Okay. Yeah! I didn't even hear that one because of all the other ones. Okay, so you guys heard them, right? Like they work. Hopefully they worked for you guys. Hello, Ayo the writer. Welcome in. How are you? How's your day? My cat wants to say hi also. Come here. Ugh. This is Kitty. She was on our movie earlier. Name is Calcifer. We watched Howl's Moving Castle today in the Discord, and I might have cried. I don't know why. I just, every time I watch that movie, I find like more cute little things about it that's just so absolutely adorable. And now I own it on YouTube, and I'm never gonna not watch it. So anytime you guys want to watch it, you just let me know and we can watch it. That's me with like Howl's Moving Castle, Kiki's Delivery Service, and Spirited Away, Ponyo, Totoro. You're so cute. Sorry. Hi, Gnarly. How are you? I hope you're doing well. I love cats. Do you have any? Do you have any pets at all? I have two cats. I have this one, Calcifer, and I have Satsuki, who's over here on the side, but she's kind of harder to pick up. She squirms a lot, so I don't think she really likes it. Sorry. Go away! We cuddled all day. Thank you. Hi, Krill. Hello, hello. How are you? Also, I didn't give you a heart, Gnarly. Hello. Hello. Called J.G. Wentworth. 877 cash now. If you need a structured settlement and you need cash now, call J.G. Wentworth. 877 cash now. Okay, sorry. You haven't watched Nausicaa, have you? I have, but I think I watched it once. It was actually on the list to the side of the YouTube video, so I'm probably gonna start watching some Miyazaki movies. It'll probably go like this. We're gonna finish Hunter x Hunter, and then we're gonna watch a couple Miyazaki movies. I might end up binging Miyazaki movies for like a whole day. Like the next day I'm off, I might binge Miyazaki movies for like most of the day. I don't know. And then we're going to do Supernatural after that. That's the idea for the movie nights. But backtrack. I have a new structured schedule, not structured settlement, a structured schedule. So it's going to be Sundays is going to be 6 to 10 p.m. or 6 to 11, it might be around there. And we're going to play Skyrim. Every Sunday it's going to be Skyrim Sunday. Well, really it'll end up being like RPG Sundays, because eventually we're going to finish Skyrim and I'm going to want to move on to other RPG based games. So, but it'll be like RPG day, basically. Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, 6 to 10 p.m. or 6 to 11 p.m. And it'll be random, like whatever small game I want to play. Off Thursdays, because I close at work. Fridays are going to be FPS Fridays, so like Fallout, anything, or Borderlands, or who knows, maybe eventually someday I'll actually hop on the COD train. Who knows? But it's possible. And then Saturdays, I'm not going to stream on here, but I will stream on Discord and we'll do like movies and TV shows. I might do movies and TV shows Thursday night, but I'm trying to use Thursday nights to work on like catching up on VODs, making clips, editing stuff on my stream in the background type stuff, like fixing the blurbs and all that. So yeah, that's kind of the new structure that I'm gonna go with. I'm trying to like kick it up a notch. Next year I want to kick it up even more of a notch and kind of see if I can have some mods kind of help me so I can focus on some other things like long form editing. W stream, thank you. I appreciate it. Ghibli movies rarely disappoint. I don't think I've watched a single Ghibli movie and been upset about it, honestly. You still haven't watched... Oh, I already read that one. Evening. What a conveniently placed cat. Yeah. She good time. I love her. We were cuddling all day. Stopping to get a drink at work, trying to crush this last hour and a half, not Giga Chad face poses. Well, you know, you gotta throw it on them. You know, I gotta. There's some girl out there that, you know, maybe I can convince them that, you know, I'm dateable. So by doing Chad faces, maybe it'll. I don't know. I try that on somebody at the bar. Hi, Steph. Hello. How are you? Hello. Hello, alien. Hello, Jim. Hello. How are you guys? I fell asleep in voice chat again. I know. I woke up from my nap because I too took a little nap, but I did it after the movie. But anyways, so I woke up and then I went to go like make myself food and I popped in the Discord because I just check everything as everything's heating up. And I saw that you were still in voice chat and I'm like, oh, isn't that so precious that he finds it so comforting in my streams that like he could fall asleep. Like I was just like, oh. So yeah. You need schedules now. I'm trying. I'm trying to have it more structured because I know sometimes people's notifications don't work. The only thing is like you're gonna, not that you don't already, but you're gonna have to take me for what I can bring to the stream that very day. You know what I mean? Like my energy is always gonna be like this. I don't think there's ever gonna be a time where I'm just like, wahoo! Unless I just like start doing cocaine. Which apparently a lot of people do. I was like, what the heck? I don't know. There's been some streamers lately that I'm like, oh shit, you're doing that. I got it. I understand how you're doing the things that you're doing. That's wild, but no hate. No, do you. At the end of the day, do you. It's just like, when I pieced that together, I was like, oh, okay. Pepsi gang. Nice. Love and marriage. That show's probably like Gnarly's favorite thing in the world because of Ted Bundy's probably his like his idol. Is that his name? I think that's his name. That might also be the murderer. I don't know. I feel like I get those two mixed up a lot. I'm doing good. How are you? I am doing great. I had a great day. I went through all the emotions today. We watched Howl's Moving Castle and I cried like so much. Al Bundy. Thank you. It's Al Bundy. I always mess it up. You can see how I would do that, right? Like, the same last name, bro, okay? And he kind of looks like a Ted. And I know she's always yelling, ow! But, like, it just, my brain's like, no, Ted Bundy sounds right. He would work at the shoe store, and then if he didn't like their feet, he would go and murder them. That's what happened. That was the show. That's what the show was actually about. Fun fact. Nah, whoa. What is that? Oh, is that part of the combo beta thing? I just saw something about that. Thank you so much, T9. Hello, welcome in. Holy crap, that's so cool. Yeah, it's this new like thing that they're doing. I'm supposed to read some email about how it works, but you can do combos now. So that's cool. Thank you so much. How are you today? You have 1 minute left to join. Combo started, 1 minute left to join. Combo level 1 reached. Can everybody see that, or is it just me that can see that? This is a new thing, so I'm just learning. Sorry. Peggy was a fox? You think you liked Peggy? That's crazy. Thank you! Level 2, let's go! That's so cool, okay. So is that like bits? Is that what that is? I would do Coke if it was cooler for sure. Are you sure about that, or is it that if it was cheaper? You're dateable. We just want you to choose a nice guy. A happy person makes a happy streamer. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really like out there trying to choose anybody right now anyways, you know what I mean? I don't know. If anything, I'm still like in hiding. It's been officially a year since my breakup. September 1st was the official date. So I feel like I'm getting to the point now that I can like move on. But it's still weird to like I don't know how to date. Every time like I would like download Tinder or I would download I don't know, Plenty of Fish or whatever the hell it was. It always seemed like I don't know, people were either like rushing to meet like immediately. And I'm like over here like I need to make sure I'm safe. Like I don't know you. And then I don't know. I don't know. I'm a part of this group on Facebook and it's like everybody's just like it's like something men, I don't know. It's basically a way for girls to be like, hey, I dated this guy, and these are all the red flags he had. And it's like, on one hand, it's kind of stupid because it's like, what could be a red flag to one person could be a green flag to another to a degree, and maybe you brought that out of that person, you know what I mean? My goodness, thank you guys for adding to the combo. Combo level 2 reached. Thank you. Thank you, Viking. Also, I feel like I want to like flip this because this is a lot. There we go. That feels better. All right. Anyway, so today I am sporting a nice little like tube top like thing, and then this skirt that has like a slit in the side of it. I really like it. I don't know. It's just a nice like cozy, comfy fit. But if I get chilly, I might end up throwing this back on that I had earlier. It's a Pink Floyd shirt. But it's like really like witchy and kind of like I'm just gonna keep showing it off. But it's really like witchy feeling and I like it and I like black a lot, so I might throw that on at some point if I get chilly. Hello, Train! Hello, Hooded! How are you? Hi, Hathel! Hello! How are you? Welcome in. Hello, hello. Thank you for the fit check, by the way. Just chilling? Let's go. Do you have a good day? Apparently, I'm Al Bundy in real life. If I don't like the feet, I square up immediately. Have you ever fought somebody because you didn't like their feet? What do you do when you, like, if you are dating a woman and she has disgusting looking feet, what then? Or do you, like, check that before you start dating them? Hey, we're getting out of your favorite season then. It's no longer flip-flop season. Tisk tisk. I can see it? Okay, cool. That's wild. Okay. I like that feature. That's pretty cool. She was hot, but like she was also really funny. That's how I felt about Fran Drescher. I really liked her. I loved her style, like that 90s I don't know, it was just like 90s businesswoman kind of feel. It was so cute. I loved her. Don't try to meet people on Tinder. That place is for fucking. Yeah, I know. I'm trying not to. I undownloaded it, but I don't know how to meet people because I don't really go outside. Like, if anything, I could maybe meet people while hiking, but like, that's kind of scary too. You know what I mean? Like, let's go out into the woods together, stranger. Please don't stab me. You know, like I don't know about that. I don't know. I don't want to go out to a bar either. Like that's not where I hang out anyway. So I feel like going out to a bar, I end up meeting a guy that likes to go out to a bar and then I'd be expected to like want to go out with him or I don't know. It just doesn't sound fun. So I don't know like where to meet somebody. You could go to like bookstores. Always check feet. Just kidding. Hi, Pump Spice. Welcome in. How are you today? Have you had any pumpkin spice yet this kind of fall season? I don't know if we're actually in fall yet. I think it's the 20th of September that's technically fall. Somewhere around there. Love the sweatshirt. Thank you. I got it from the gerb. If you're dating people for their feet, you well, never mind. Well, I mean, I don't know if you've seen a gnarly feet simp's name, but I mean, it's in the name, so you know, like, it's not my thing, but it's a thing for some people. I'm about to cancel my Spotify because they recommended this year's hottest singles, and you were on the list. Aww. Technically not single. No, I'm just kidding. What if this whole time I was in a relationship and you had no idea? Wow. I just staged me and Brad's breakup and moved to a whole new house just to make it look even more legit. Buy her socks and tell her she's still cute and she gotta hide them. Oh no. Have you ever dated a girl with really like disgusting looking feet? Trashy animal print pants are a look. Smurf, I'm so curious. What is your perfect type? Anyone can answer that too. What is your guys' perfect type? Like, what do you look for in a significant other? Also, yes, I am still addicted to the stuff that Christina got delivered to my house. I need to find her and tell her I love her. Going outside is how you meet people, Sally? Never gonna happen. I'm never gonna find anybody. Oh my god. It's fine. It's fine. I got cats. I'll just keep collecting more cats. I'll be alright. It'll be fine. Girl was known as friend. She wanted to meet up at Tim's on Facebook. I couldn't make it and she blocked me. Damn. She probably like felt like you stood her up or something, but it was just like at the same time, like give people at least like I'd say 3 chances. After the third, I'd be like, all right, we're done. I'm not trying again ever with you. September 22nd is fall equinox. Okay. Doesn't it change every year though? Because I think it's like from the 20th to the 21st. It depends each year. All for the content. Easy. If only. Faking being single is classic streamer shit, to be honest. I mean, yeah, that's true. I was in this girl's stream, and she kept saying, she's like, I do not disclose my relationship status. And I was like, okay. Like, I was just like, I see. But, like, kudos. I mean, that's one way to go about it. Man, this one's tough because I've bolt dated a handful of women with great feet, and only about half of that with wonderful feet. The best feet I've ever encountered in the wild belong to I assume goth mommy femboy. Rest of them, I flip my doormat over that says shoes off at the door. Do you actually have a doormat that says that? Because that's like actually top tier. No, not yet. But it's on the to-do list. Tinder might work, but I feel best way to meet people is having the courage to just striking up random convos and adding on Instagram. I don't use Instagram very much. I'll post like a couple selfies for like a few days and then go ghost for like weeks and then post a couple selfies. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to use Instagram. I just downloaded it like a couple months ago. Confidence. If I fart, you gotta match my... No. In fact, I'm learning that matching energy is not the right move. Have your own energy and be so solid in your own energy that it is unshakable no matter who you are speaking to. Period. New mindset. Oh, also with the new structured settlement needing cash now, I will be doing a book reading at the end of stream for the last like hour or so. I figured we'd do like a chapter a day or a chapter a stream. So I'm gonna be probably starting out with this book called The Wave because well, I could do either The Wave or The Maze Runner just because I just thought of this idea literally today, kind of. I mean, I've thought about it before, but like today I was just kind of like, all right, we could actually do this. So I have either The Wave or The Maze Runner that we could start reading because I have majority of the Maze Runner series except the last book, and then in the fifth wave, I'm hoping it's just 2 books out of the series because I have 2, but I don't know. There might be more that came out afterward. But yeah, just trying something new. Why not? Plus, I don't get the chance to like read books anymore, and I kind of want to. I also have a poetry book. This is how much I read the poetry book, or it used to, anyways. I was obsessed with it. It's falling apart. It's like really old. Like the back is damn near about to fall off too. So, but I think my favorite poem is like my favorite poem is in here somewhere. I like have it underlined. Yeah, my favorite one is the very first one actually. It's called Around the Corner. So I'll probably read that later. At least that one. I think that'd be fun. But yeah. Hi Bean! Hello, hello! How are you today? Did you get a nice nap in? I'm respectful because I know it's not for everyone, but it usually doesn't last long. Oh, about like the feet thing? I mean, at least you're respectful about it, and not like just like, God damn, those dogs, you know? Just start like they take off their feet and you're like, like I don't have a favorite, but like someone who has all the characteristics, I don't sort of thing. So they complement each other. I gotcha. I guess I kind of feel the same way. Like I like to go for like extroverted type people for the most part. That are kind of an asshole, but also like really sweet behind closed doors. So like Dean Winchester, like that's kind of my type. Or possibly emotionally unavailable people. That could also be like what it is. I don't really know. I don't want it to be that way, but it might be. Are you playing? What are you playing with? My cat. You're always live when I'm sleeping, but I made it. Hi, hello. I keep meaning to go live earlier in the day when I'm off of work, but I took a nap instead. Sorry. Sorry about that. I like this mindset. I have been sitting down with myself a lot more lately and working on like my own mental health. And kind of relearning some things that I learned before that I let go of. Sometimes you go through like a hard part in life and you kind of backpedal a little bit on your mental health journey growth or whatever and maybe revert back to some older habits, and that's exactly what happened with me, and now I'm trying to get back into like the more healthy mindset. So I get all tucked in with a glass of milk while hearing a bedtime story. Man, we are so spoiled. Well, I've gotten notes that like my voice is soothing to people, so I figured like the last like hour of stream I could like turn off the light maybe and maybe light a candle and then read a chapter of the book each day. And then we could like, if we read a chapter and then there's like still some time left of stream, we can like sit and talk about it. And then I think I have a channel in the Discord already called Story Time, so we could talk about the book there if we wanted to continue the conversation after the stream. That's kind of my thought. Also, hi Opium, how are you? How's your day? You can make your own poetry book. I would like to do that at some point. I mean, writing a book, period, of any kind. I like to write. I used to want to be a writer. That's what I wanted to be when I was a kid and I grew up. But it's hard being creative when your life is so like go, go, go when you become an adult. And I kind of like lost a lot of my creativity because of that. Doing okay, a little bummed. I broke my watch streak, but it happens. How are you? I don't think I have like a command for watch streak, but I think there's a way to do that, and I might make that. That actually sounds cool. Or like a check-in thing. I know other people that have that. Also, I have a girl that I was talking to give me a fake number. Funny thing is, I didn't ask her for a number. Well, that's weird then. She just probably wanted to feel like special or something. Like, I don't know. Ego was a little too big there. There we go. Hi, Karma. Hello, hello. How are you today? How was your Friday? Hi to you too. I'm good today. I'm good today. Went by fast. How are you and yours? My day was really good. I slept in because I didn't go to bed until like 4 a.m. last night. I was up working on stuff and also watching some VODs and hanging out in other people's streams, just lurking. And then so I went to bed at like 4 and then I woke up at like 11:30. Got on my phone, doom scrolled for like 2 hours. Got up, got some food, fed my cats. Went live on Discord and watched Howl's Moving Castle. Took a nap, and then now I'm here. Well, no, I made dinner, and then now I'm here. Boom. And it was a good dinner, so that's fair. I used to write a lot, but I haven't for a long time. That's exactly how I am. Like, I used to write full-on books. Like, literally. I talked about it in one of my streams kind of recently, about a book that I was writing that I kind of had to speed up. Well, I was randomly getting 450 points, and I think that's the 5+ watch streak. I don't know. Oh, I didn't know that was a thing. Maybe. I mean, it shows you're still like subscribed, so that's not it. I know you get more points for being subscribed, so. Hi, Ted. Hello. How are you today? Happy Friday. How was your Friday? Are you excited for the weekend? You doing anything crazy? Should I ask you some more questions? I need you to type them all out as fast as absolutely possible. Migrainy, not a killer one, but still had to cancel plans. How are you? I'm sorry. I hope you, I'm reading, a book at the end of stream every night from now on. So, like, the last hour of stream is gonna be me, like, reading a chapter of a book. So maybe that'll at least be, like, nice on the migraine. Maybe help coax you to sleep or something. What was dinner? I had a steak. I actually posted the exact same meal in the Discord a couple days ago, but it comes 2 steaks in a pack and I can't eat all of the ingredients in one sitting anyway, so I just split it up into 2 meals and I have to eat it kind of close together. But so I had a rare cooked steak. It was delicious, perfectly cooked, perfectly seasoned, absolutely gorgeous. And then I also had Brussels sprouts with bacon and then mashed potatoes, and I put garlic powder and paprika in it and a bunch of butter and stirred it up so it was nice and not runny, but like kind of runny. Hopefully I will find the right girl. Hopefully I will find the right guy or girl or they or them. I really don't care. I just want to find my person, whatever they look like. Hi, Hench! Hello! How are you? How's your day? I'm good. Nothing too specific planned for this weekend? Nice. You know what? A lazy weekend sounds really good to me. It's supposed to rain, I think, here soon, and I'm excited about it. But every time it rains, I do want to play Skyrim. I don't know what it is, but when it rains, I just want to play Skyrim. I think it's because it's such a relaxing game for me. But we're playing Fallout 4 today. I just wanted to give you guys the update about the schedule change, and then I'm also going to update my About Me section where it shows my schedule so it reflects that. And then that way you guys don't have to rely on announcements either. That's like the main focus of doing it. I also like this structure because like Sundays and Fridays are typically going to be like Skyrim or Fallout or like an RPG or FPS. So that way, like if that's your thing and that's what you come around for, you know Sundays and Fridays that would be like a good time for you to watch. Whereas if you don't like the more indie style games or like random games that I play, you know, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday will be for that. So eventually I'll probably do like, you know, pick my Final Fantasy gameplay back up and do it on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. Plus, I like it that way because I can stream the like new game 3 days in a row, so I don't like lose focus on where we're at in the story. Because that's what was happening before when I was trying to do a structure similar to this, and I kept forgetting what was going on in each game, and it was driving me nuts. That sounds like a scam, sir. That all sounds wonderful. Thank you. I'm working on stuff. I don't know. I have a lot of ideas. I just implementing them is a pain. 'Cause I'm not good at tech stuff. So, yeah. Ugh. You are your person. Always remember that. I mean, yeah, but like, agree and disagree at the exact same time. Like, obviously love yourself first, but like, there's also nothing wrong with like having a partner through life. You don't have to be your only person. And that's what I'm trying to get away from is that mentality because that's gonna seclude me. I'm gonna just like push people away all the time thinking like that. I've been alone for 6 years. Aren't you in an area that's like hard to meet people though? Like, I mean, it's hard enough being someone that doesn't like to go outside very often or go socialize all the time, but like living in an area where you don't get to like go socialize very easily can very well be a big factor in that. Face to face, she gave paper with her fake number. What a weird person. That's just weird energy. I'm good, just finished work. It's the weekend. Let's go. You won't find the right dude on Tinder, or maybe you will. I know people that have found their significant other on Tinder. I know people that got married to whoever they found on Tinder, so it's possible. And I found good people on there before, but I've also had the worst experience of my life on there before, so I don't know. I'm not really interested in that. I don't really like the idea of like dating. I'd rather just like find someone that I'm like friends with and then eventually let that blossom into like something more, you know? Like I like it to be more like a slow build than like a, oh my God, you're hot. Let's get together and talk about how hot we think each other is. I don't like that's what online dating is because you're basically saying, I think you're hot. Boom. You know? And then it's like, and then you match with them and they're like, I think you're cute. And you're like, no shit, Sherlock. Why the fuck else would you swipe right? Weirdo. Like, okay, and like, I'm too direct for this shit. I don't know. I'm way too direct for it. So I'm just like, what the fuck you mean? Like, I'm not here for the bullshit. Tell me what you expect out of a relationship. Like, let's get into the thick of it. Like, what are we here for? Is that wrong? Probably. I'm drinking. Let's go. I mean, I've done that to the opposite sex. I have, but like, when someone asks me for it and wouldn't leave me alone about it, I don't just like go up to random people and be like, here's a fake number, call me. Like, okay. Did you look into emulators or your capture card at all? Just remember you talking about retro games last time. I did not. That's not something that I would look into right now, regardless, with my PC being the way that it is. And I'm still waiting for. I gotta get paid one more time and get the payout from Twitch for last month. And then that's when I'm gonna be purchasing. Like, that's when I'm actually gonna, like, put the money out there and get the PC. But I have to, like, wait for that money to come in before, like, I can do it. I technically could just do it, but, like, I stress out when I see, like, a big chunk go away. And I can justify it better internally and not hit the panic button once I see, like, we do have a PC picked out, but it was on sale, so I don't know if it will be on sale by the time that I actually purchase it. So, if that's the case, I might be looking for other ones. It really just depends. I need it to be within a certain price range. So, and I know that if I built one, it would be like no problem, but I don't know how to build one, and I don't really know people that I could ask to build one other than my sister, and I don't feel like driving downtown to ask for help, basically. Fuck that. Plus, she just moved. Like, I don't know. Nothing personal, but I really hate when people say that when trying to be comforting. A romantic partner fulfills a different set of needs than self-love. Saying otherwise is denying those other needs exist. I kind of feel the same way, Jim. But yeah, it doesn't like bother me. It was just kind of like, I disagree. I have pretty extensive experience in my age and have found that chasing a partner while ignoring your own needs and focus distracts you and can set you back greatly. I mean, yes, but two truths can coexist. Like, two experiences can coexist. Like, yes, that, but also what Jim said, you know? Because I've experienced that too. I've lost myself in other people. But, like, the point of what is actually correct, I believe, is that you love yourself so strongly. Like, you have to get to a point where you love yourself so strongly that the other person won't make you waver of that. And also, that person tends to be a good person for you if they don't try to make you waver from that. I guess that's kind of my thought process there. Nothing happened on Tinder. It's window shopping for sure. Depends on what you're looking for, honestly. I feel like Tinder is better for like hookup culture, and that's not what I'm looking for at the fuck all. Not even close. I tried to do, I'm not gonna lie to you, I did a one night stand one time, and I hated every minute of it. Like, first of all, as a woman, doing one night stands, it's kind of pointless because half the time, like, I'm gonna be so for real. No offense, but like, lots of people can't get the job done, you know? So it's like kind of a waste of time. And then I'm just kind of like sitting there like, well, this was pointless. I'm still gonna have to go home and like do my own thing. Thank you very much. Like, what's the point? Also, hi, Jay Her. Welcome in. How are you today? You have the parameters, which will make the computer search easier. What do you mean? What do you mean by parameters? I never said to ignore your own needs, just that when people say that, it tends to minimize those needs that can only be met by a partner. You can even get tired of doing the things you love and are good for you if there's no one to celebrate with you or to share those life moments. Yeah, yeah, that's true too. Like, traveling for me, I love doing that with like a significant other because it's almost like I get to re-experience, like if it's somewhere that I've already been, I get to re-experience it through someone else's eyes, which I think is really cool. Two wrongs don't make a right, but three rights make a left. Thank you, Sussy. That was like some fortune cookie shit. Hi, Hatto. How are you? Do you hear it? They work. Thank you for helping me. Shout out to Hatto. Can we actually get a shout out to Hatto? Like genuinely, he's a streamer and he's also like one of like the best tech mods that I have ever encountered. Every time I have a tech issue, I know I can go count on Hatto. So he's definitely good people. If you aren't following him, you definitely should, especially if you're someone that has tech problems. You might learn some things. Uh, Dating app, not a good place to date anyone. Strongly disagree. If you didn't have a good experience on it, doesn't mean it's not a good place to meet people. In fact, I have met a lot of people off of them and had a lot of relationships from them. I'm not gonna lie to you, I met Captain Drunk Sparrow from Tinder. He had it in his bio that he was on Twitch, and I was like, you know what? If nothing else, we can be friends. So like I ended up like, we matched or whatever, and then like we got to talking and we exchanged like info for here. And he's like a really cool person, and no regrets there. There was another person that I met. We had like a sleepover, nothing happened, but like we had a sleepover and he was really cool people. Um, but I wasn't ready to like date at the time that I met him, so where's my mouse? Building a PC. It's a fucking fly. Every fucking time I'm like doing something in this world. Hold on. Baby. I don't know if I got it or not. I think I hit it. I just don't know if it died. I want to get new doors and windows at some point. Or not doors, but I want to get new windows at some point. I need a screened in window. And a screened in door would be great too. Building a PC isn't super hard, but if you've never done it, then risking it on a bunch of expensive parts isn't a great idea. Could practice by taking apart and reassemble your old cheap one if you are genuinely curious to learn. I figured what I would do for now is buy a pre-built one, and then at some point in my life, start looking up YouTube videos and stuff like that on how to build one, and then also possibly going to my sister who has built one before and like learning from her how to put it together. But again, that would be something like I don't want to have to go all the way over downtown just to like meet up with her. 2 college towns, so I feel like an old creeper when I hear they aren't even old enough to get a beer, much less rent a car or apply for a loan or anything. I get major icks, and it seems like everyone else of my age has 5 kids, or I'd find wildly unattractive to me. And like it or not, attraction is an important part of romantic relationship for many people. Yeah, no, I agree with that. I agree. Like I'm someone that like, I'm attracted to a lot of different types of people. Like at the end of the day, I'm probably more pansexual than anything. But honestly, like you could call me anything under the LGBTQ community and I'd be like, yeah, other than probably like just straight lesbian. But yeah, no, there still has to be an attraction there. It can't just be personality for me. Feline spotted all over the place, yeah. Oh, back there. She likes to nap in the window. I love the glowing eyes. Yes, you can. I'm behind on chat. I'm sorry. Give me a second. You know what you're looking for spec wise and how much you want to spend. I don't exactly know what I'm looking for spec-wise. I just know that how much I have to spend, and then I ask everyone else to help me with what I'm looking for spec-wise. So that's again where like Hato has been really helpful. It looks like bleeps work. Glad to help. Yes, bleeps are working. I was up late last night. Yeah, I was up until 4. I saw you ended up going live anyway. Finding someone or some way to feel connected is a need, not a want. That may not come from romance, but never mistake the desire for connection as a want and not a need. I mean, yeah, people do want to, like, people are community, like, humans are community driven people, if that makes sense. I don't know. Hopefully, you get what I'm saying. Like, there's some animals out there that are like lone wolves, right? Some wolves like to go into a pack, some wolves are alone. I think some people are like that too, though, actually. But generally speaking, humans need each other to live in a community. Like, to. You get what I'm saying? I can't word this right. Cheers. I feel like there's scientific words there that I'm just, like, not figuring out how to fucking say. Hi, Bacon! Hello! How are you today? Welcome in! Just glad I finished up the game. Only 4 more characters to go. For Fear and Hunger. I like how everyone else is talking about finding relationships and I'm more interested in the computer shopping. Everybody has their own things. I can multitask in different conversations. It's not a big deal for me. It's fun parkouring. I don't know. I'm only 24, but I've been with T almost 5 years and we've been married too, which still feels like a baby relationship, but with T has made loving myself, being kind to myself easier because I saw being mean to myself hurt them and I love them, so I only want good things for them, which helps me be kinder because if they love me, I must not be too bad. I don't know. I guess I think the right person enhances your life, if that makes sense. I agree with everything that you just said. 100%. Honestly, this is where it breaks my heart a little bit because that was me in my last relationship, but I didn't get that back. In my last relationship, that's genuinely how I felt. I felt like he helped me learn how to love myself and like also gave me space enough to learn how to love myself on my own terms instead of like forcing me to. Like I genuinely was in love with that man. But I feel like the entire time that I was like in love with him because he didn't feel that same way back for me, it was like slowly tearing me apart. Which is what led to everything that happened, but that's why like part of what happened in Howl's Moving Castle made me cry today because I was thinking of Turniphead and how that's exactly how I felt. Like I had found my true love, but my true love loved somebody else and was constantly comparing me to that person, which was the worst part. Cheers. And why I'm also afraid of another relationship. It's because like I guess I got to a point where I don't exactly like trust myself on who I pick. And like not trusting yourself is like a whole new level of hell. Anyway, this is a fit for the day. I am wearing a like tube top white shirt kind of thing. It's not exactly a tube top because it has straps. Also, there's gonna be an ad in a minute. Normally I take a break in the game and then, we just kind of yap, but I'm not gonna take a break from yapping. So, just like subscribe. It's September after all, so you get a discount after. So there's that too. But anyways, yeah. And then I have this like skirt on. It has like a cute little slit in the side of it. I don't know. I really like it. I really like it. I rolled it up one time because it was like sitting kind of weird. But yeah, that's the feet. And then I have this necklace on. And I decided to go with the red lipstick because it goes with the skirt. Matchy matchy, you know? Desire was a confusing word for that reply for me, but I guess that's a better word for what I'm mentioning. Can I always ask about putting computers together, Sammy? I mean, yeah, but it's so intimidating to someone who's never done it. And that's a lot of money to like potentially fuck something up. How I do not have alcohol. I almost bought. I need to just buy alcohol already. But I feel like every time I buy it, we go through it so quick that it's like, ugh, I'm gonna get like fucked up. I don't like to drink that much, to be honest. I don't know. You are so great, and I love your friend, and you and T are great together always. Yeah, I think you and T make a really good couple. It seems like they really care about you, and you really care about them. And it makes me happy to see that. And it honestly, like, hearing about, like, your guys' successful relationships help, like, kind of, like, heal me in a way to, like, say, like, you know, there are people out there that make it. So, just being in the relationship that you're in is inspiring. I know that sounds kind of silly, but like genuinely. And thank you for talking about it with us too and sharing. I really appreciate that. Middles, hello, hello, hello. I hope you are well. That goes double when talking about someone with extra emotional needs. Like many on autism spectrum, many feel such strong emotions and have no outlet for them or no one to pour those feelings into. It will literally hurt people with those issues. On the other hand of that, it's also really hard for some people to give that. Like, something that really interests me is the conversation of attachment styles, right? Because there's anxious attachment styles, secure attachment styles, and avoidant attachment styles. And I think I've always leaned towards the avoidant attachment style. Well, I think when I was a kid, I was anxious attachment style. And as I got older, it wavered over to the other side because I'm more defensive towards people, or like, not defensive, but like shielded, I guess I would say. Like, I feel like I have to protect myself, and people scare me because I've been like used so much in my life. But I'm trying to like get it back to the secure point, which is exactly what I've been working on lately and what I've been sitting with myself and meditating on and trying to like remember the lessons that I learned to help get me closer to that secure area. And now that I'm not in a relationship, I think I could sustain it longer. So I don't know. I'm working on that. You should check out OnlyPans. Just a bunch of like pots and pans clanking together. So you really just like pancakes? Mm-hmm. I actually do. Pancakes, French toast, waffles, all of the breakfast foods. I won't go far into it, but I found out late in life I may be autistic, and it explains a lot of my experiences. I wouldn't be surprised if I have a touch, but I just don't want to be diagnosed with anything else. I'm like, I don't really care. I am who I am. Thank you. I definitely see where both you and Jim are coming from. The bits and pieces I picked up, like a really good combo, so I wanted to throw in the little I had. I love to see this. I like emo girls. Same. Emo, goth, alt. If they wear a lot of black, I'm like there. If they look like they would be a toxic plant in the wild, I want it. You can use the specs on the one that was on sale as a set point. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'll probably like verify it with everybody in Discord before I actually like purchase it. Like the day of, I'm probably gonna be in Discord a lot, like spamming different ones and being like, okay, what do we think of this? What do we think of this? And then I'm gonna be like, okay, I think this is the one that I'm gonna finalize. So if you're in the Discord, you can kind of like help put your 2 cents in. I'm more of a very, very, very small community kind of guy. What do you mean by that? Like on Twitch or in real life? Humans are generally more successful when working together. It's just easier. Yeah. Well, and to sustain the society that we built now, you kind of have to. I'm 35 and was only diagnosed a couple years ago and have been driven to learn as much as possible about it and have been with professional psychologists for much of my adult life. I'm proud of you for doing that. A lot of people don't put in the work and then project stuff onto other people, and it's exhausting. Oh, it's Freddie Mercury's birthday? Let's go. Happy birthday. I posted in Safe Space today, so I'm not exactly thriving today, but I'm trying to manage as best I can. Ooh, I don't think I saw that yet. I will look at it after stream. I won't address it here or anything like that, but I hope that you will be okay. And just know that you are with friends. And, yeah. I'm gonna be reading a story later. I decided I'm gonna do like reading from books at the end of stream every stream. So maybe that'll help take your guys' mind off of whatever might be going on. So if I'm understanding correctly, the lone wolf thing is for them to break off and start a new pack. Someone smarter, correct me if I'm wrong, please. I think the lone wolf thing was supposed to be like they just don't really like being in a pack. That's what I always thought of it as. Not sure I mentioned this in past stream, but I find that we are very rarely friends before lovers, and that seems to cause conflict more than not. I think that's how it is, but that's not how it's supposed to be. Because I think there needs to be that layer of trust and respect there that a lot of times aren't, just by like meeting somebody and being like, yeah, you're hot, let's date or whatever. So hopefully that's what I want to find. I just want to find people that like I trust, that I am attracted to, and like let it blossom on its own, not like I think you're hot, so we should get to know each other. More like, let's get to know each other, plus you're hot. You know, like, if that makes sense. Yeah, that shit with turnip head kills me. That's how I felt in my last relationship. But he took it way better. Connection does not necessarily mean a person. It could be nature, animals, an online community of people you've never met. And these days, even certain AI people are pouring themselves into. Yeah, that's true. It's like a feeling of not being alone. It's really what it is. I'm so sorry, Sammy. May nothing but the best love find you, both platonic and romantic, if you so wish. I'm rooting for you. I appreciate it. I know I will.
Oh, hi, Mark.
I'll find it eventually. I'm really behind on chat, but hello. I know I'll find it eventually, but I'm also not going to try to rush it because that's what I've done my whole life, and I think I've lost myself. Like what Opium was saying, I too have lost myself in the pursuit of finding another person to spend life with. And at this point, I believe in not being alone, but I think it should come naturally and so beyond unforced. Like, not like a, I want to be in a relationship, so let's date. I find you attractive. It makes sense, let's date. Like, it should just be like a, you know, we're both doing this thing one day and we find a connection through conversation and we meet up later and, you know, like we decide to keep talking and meeting up and then, you know, a true bond forms and then that's where it blossoms, you know? That's what I see. That's what I want. But who knows? That skirt is really nice. Thank you. Also, have a good one, Hinge. Thank you for the lurk. I appreciate it. T was also my best friend before we got together, so I definitely think the friendship mentality is best because a good friendship gives a solid foundation to build off of. Just my opinion, obviously. No, I agree. I agree. There's not a wrong word in there. I found most women who are friends just Friends first rarely are willing to explore beyond friendship because they tend to categorize friends in a different emotional capacity than romantic partners, or if they don't, they are worried about losing the friendship if romantic relationship fails. I have some hot takes here. For one, I'm going to flip it just a little bit because I'm going to give a woman's perspective into this, right? So, for one, do you know how many times it's frustrating that men like have this mentality of um, being friend zoned? There should never be the concept of being friend zoned. You should always go into every meeting of a person with the want of being their friend. Because most times women are trying to, and I'm not saying you're like this, Jim, or that that's what you're saying, but just arguing my own points here. But anyways, so a lot of guys plead this friend zone thing. But like, do you know how bad it feels to think that someone is being nice to you to be your friend, only to find out that um they just wanted to like put their peen inside you? You know what I'm saying? Like it's such like a like it feels like being stabbed in the back almost, because it feels like, damn, that's all this ever was for you. And like, so like, to hear a guy that I was friends with complain about I friend zoned him, it's kind of just like, well, I thought we were friends, you know what I mean? But I like also, a lot of times I get what you're saying though. At the same time, like a lot of times when I'm friends with somebody, I'm not necessarily attracted to them. But I think that's because and I think this goes for both sexes here. It is harder to become friends with someone that you are attracted to because there's that slight intimidation there, because you want them to like you, right? So that you often bring your inauthentic self into the conversation, which now I'm conscious of this, right? Like I've sat with myself, I've looked at other people's relationships and other people's like experiences and stuff, and I see that we do that as people, and now I feel like I'm aware of it, and so I'm trying to be like cognizant of it when I go into like meeting somebody who I am attracted to and being like, rein it back tenfold, you know what I mean? Like almost like almost to my own detriment, because I'll go into it with the idea of like, what are they going to do to me wrong? Like it's almost like I've gone too far the other side of the scale, and I need to find that like perfect medium. So, yeah. Hi, Horton. Hello. How are you? How's your day? Gonna lurk for a bit? Fair enough. Thank you so much for the lurk. I appreciate you. Sorry, we're having like some good convos today. I don't even know if I'll end up getting into the game or not. It's okay. I don't care. I'm just here to vibe regardless. Um, Gifting my points back. That's okay. Already did? Ooh. Or you get the whole like a brother to me. Oh, I mean, yeah, I mean, I've done that. But like, it'd be like that sometimes, you know? And that is the conundrum of it all. It's just something I notice on the trial and error of things. So much ads. I'm sorry. It's just so that we can have an hour free of ads afterward. Thank you. I really appreciate that I have a lot of interests and stuff, but tea is still my favorite topic after all this time, and that makes me feel like we must be doing something right after almost 5 years. I still can't shut up about them. That's so adorable. No, I love that though. That's all I could ask for. Like, I hope that the love that you guys have finds me someday. Hi, Preston. Hello. How are you? That was a groovy outfit, General. Thank you. Thank you. The pants are definitely, or the skirt is definitely the groovy part, I think. The top's just kind of like a plain top. It's like whatever. What do you build me up, buttercup? Just don't get into emu girls. Yeah, please don't. Please don't. The fact that nobody seems to have any free time or their free time is so precious that they are not willing to use it on, well, me. It just seems like I don't have anything that they key value up front, and worst of all, I hate that nobody seems to be mature enough to give constructive feedback, so it's insanely difficult to improve on the way you present yourself or anything. It's very frustrating. And that's why, like, honestly, there's been times that, like, you've said some things that I'm like kind of like and we've talked about it, but like my favorite thing about you, and I've said this to other people before, but like my favorite thing about you is I can give you a note and you take it. You truly take it and you're like, "Oh shoot, I did do that and I'm sorry it made you feel that way." You know what I mean? So, I appreciate that about you a lot, honestly. Um, but I know it's hard for a lot of people to give that feedback to other people. That's why I try to be direct, but a lot of times I'm not really perceived right. Like people will think that I'm mean because I'm direct, but like that's just my best way of communicating. You know what I mean? Like I don't really like to beat around the bush because there's a lot of people out there that like have autism and they don't really pick up on the social cues behind working around something. You have to be like straightforward in order for them to understand it. And I get that. This gold chain looks new. Actually, I've had this for like 2 years. I actually bought it for Brad and because he liked my gold chain that I have, but honestly, that one's kind of shitty. This one's really good, and he didn't like it, and I was like, all right, then it's mine. Like, I'm just gonna wear it. So I might be buying a bunch of men's jewelry, to be honest. What's the Netflix experience when it comes to relationships? Are you asking me what my sex life is like? Is that what you're asking? I don't know what that means. Friend zone your way into love. It can happen. I don't know. Thank you for the hydrate. Back to taking care of a toddler. Have fun! Thank you for stopping by. I've been friend zoned so many times. I mean, I have too, but like, I also just kind of like sit with it and I'm like, yeah, you know what? This is okay. Maybe don't ask the women to clear out settlements for you so often. I'm not like that. I'm all in for the love and memories. So, like, you don't do one night stands, is that what you're saying? You're so innocent for this world, Sammy. You're too innocent. That's what my ex used to say all the time. Because I like to see the good in people instead of, like, I don't know. And I try to help people to the version of, like, this is my problem, actually. Like, this is an actual problem. But I have this, like, want to, like, help people to the best version of themselves. But like, I also understand that that could be like projecting what I think that is the best version of themselves, and that might be completely different to what they think is best version of themselves. And I've been like kind of realizing that lately, and so I'm like, okay, well, maybe I should just like keep some opinions to myself. I don't know. Friends shouldn't have sexual expectations. Well, yeah, I saw this. I want you to just if you could be absolutely honest about this, that would be top tier conversation for me. Um, as men, I want to hear from the men on this, but as men, do you even befriend women that you're not attracted to? Like, I'm not saying do women that you're not attracted to approach you and you become friends with them? Do you approach other women to be friends with them even though you're not attracted to them? This does not count for like queer men. I feel like it has to be straight men to answer this one. The concept of friend zone is only focused on because egos are bruised. If someone just wants to be friends, it's their prerogative and shouldn't be painted negatively. If you're rolling in with extra expectations on others, you aren't even being a real friend. I hate expectations. Especially when people don't know how to like convey those expectations to you at the start of a friendship or the start of a relationship, because then like you're just going to have that, and then when that person doesn't meet those expectations, you're going to resent them over time, and they're supposed to be the bad guy for that? No, fuck that. Fuck expectations. Sorry, that's something that I feel like I've been dealing with lately, and this is a tough subject for me. But hi Dinos, how are you? How's your day? I'm just barely not attractive enough for Sammy to stay friends with me. What? What even? Another settlement needs your help. I'll mark it on your map. There you go. Hi Yama, how are you? I hope you're doing well. Slow mode. Sorry. Panda, give alien a marker on his map. You got it, Preston. All I know is T seems like the winner here. Aww. That's so sweet. Doing good, Sammy? Hell yeah. Alaska's really pretty. Oh, please take pictures and put it in the Discord if you could. I want to see so bad. My dad went, but he didn't share like hardly any pictures with me. Netflix and chill stream went no. Literally never. Hi Ismail! How are you? How's your day? No, one night stands? That's just wrong on my part. Oh yeah, no, fuck, yeah. Well, I tried it once because I was like, maybe this is what people my age do, because I was in my 20s and stuff, like early 20s, and I did it, and it was just not even worth it in the end, honestly. But can't it be true that guys who get friend zoned aren't just looking for somewhere for their peen to go, but they want to be friends and romantic partners, or friends and having the underlying hope that the person will eventually feel the same way about you? You still love them as a friend, but sometimes can't be helped if you hope that friendship turns into more. It still hurts to be rejected when you feel that way. You said so yourself, and you were in a romantic relationship with that person. So I started shaking my head because, like, that's where you have to control your own emotions. The second that you start thinking to yourself, well, I hope they fall in love with me someday, you need to take a break. That's where you need to take a break, and you need to distance yourself for a little bit, reset, because that's where, like, it becomes unhealthy, because you're going to damage yourself over time trying to. You won't even do it necessarily consciously, but subconsciously, people tend to change who they are to try to become that person for that person. So I don't know. I think that that's a dangerous mindset to think from, only for your own self. I get what you're saying. Like, I have had crushes on friends, and there was times where I, like, I realized it and I was like, I need to step away for a little bit, because like one of the times was the person was in a relationship and I was like, ooh, no, I need to take a step back and remember that, like, I'm here to be their friend first and foremost, and I need to manage my own emotions around it. I always appreciate the responses to me opening up and being vulnerable here. I truly love this community. It's so nice to be a part of. That makes me so happy, Bacon. We're all our own worst critics, right? And something that sometimes I get worried about is that I don't give good enough responses back. Yo! Hello! Thank you so much for the raid. Hello, Charlie O-Face. Hello, everybody. Can we get a shout out for Charlie O-Face? I just met her through Kenzie. She's a beautiful queen. She streams a lot of community games. I've seen her play games with Kenzie lately. I think she played, was it No, it wasn't Phasmophobia. Outlast Trials with Kenzie yesterday, I want to say it was. I popped in for a little bit, but I was mostly lurking. I was in like a weird mood. But hello, how are you? Welcome in. Hello. How was your stream? What were you guys playing today? Oh, Fortnite, let's go. I'm afraid to play Fortnite. I feel like I'm gonna get sucked into it and I'm gonna argue with a bunch of like 12-year-olds. Hello, Cast Zero. Welcome in. Hello, in a band. Are you actually in a band or is that just your name? Hello, Arthur. Hello. How are you? Welcome, welcome. If any of you need to step away and take care of yourself after stream, please feel free to do so. We've been having a lot of conversation today just about like dating and relationships in general, attraction, all that kind of stuff. I've been single for like a year now, so I'm like thinking about getting back into the dating pool, but it's very nerve-wracking and I don't know how to date like online, and the idea of it makes me nervous. So that's kind of like I don't know what we're talking about today. Yeah. All right, let me read a little bit. I'll go back to read everybody in the like deeper conversation that we were having in just a second. Let me at least say hi to everybody that just came through. Also, my name is Sam slash Samibo. You can call me either or, whichever is easier for you if you don't know me. I'm a variety streamer. I play Fallout 4 and Skyrim. I actually just decided to switch up my schedule. So Sundays is Skyrim, Friday is Fallout 4 slash FPS games. And then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I stream like random games, like a lot of indie games. So if there's games that like maybe you want to check out, or need some inspiration of like games that you want to play, could be a good thing for you to watch. The one that we've been doing lately has been Psychonauts, which has been really cool. It's kind of mental health friendly, which is great to me. Are you in a band? Me? No, I was asking someone that came in with the raid, their name is In a Band. So I was asking them if they're in a band. Also, thank you for the follows. They are anonymous, so you guys can feel free to lurk before you actually like, jump in the chat. I know it can be nerve-wracking sometimes. I just got out of a relationship myself, and dating is scary. How long were you in a relationship for, if you don't mind me asking? How are you now? Good, and you? Please tell me you watch Letterkenny. I'm gonna scroll up and read a little bit of what we were talking about beforehand, so we can ease back into that conversation. But thank you so much for the raid, Charlie. If you need to take a break at all and go take care of yourself, do post-stream stuff, I totally get it. I really, really appreciate you. Also, hello, Natalie. Again, I've been behind on this the chat, so I apologize for missing so much. But in these deeper conversations, I like to give like full thought processes to each person's text, if that makes sense. So, also, if you guys smoke, let's take a cheers to say thank you for the raid. I just gotta find my bowl. So, thank you again so much for the raid. Everybody go follow Charlie. She is absolutely adorable. I think you guys would enjoy her energy. And again, she's a friend of Kenzie. And if they're a friend of Kenzie, they're a friend of mine. You know what I mean? Cheers, everybody. Kenzie has led me to so many like dope people, especially girly pops. She's never led me astray to like a mean girly or a closeted mean girly. Okay, let me. Ha! Alien! I bet that was you, you little turd. Quit calling the cops on me every time I smoke. Rude. Alright, where was I? Sure, I'll flirt with anyone. It's fun and makes people's day. Yeah, I like being a flirt too. Like, I'll flirt with the homies. Like, I tell Alien all the time he's a pretty boy. I don't really say it like that. I just tell him he's handsome. And just because a woman is physically attractive doesn't mean she's mentally or emotionally as such. True, yeah. I could see myself befriending a woman that I'm not attracted to. I'm a man, and no, I don't get attracted to women because I have a girlfriend. Thank you. Thank you for actually being like that. That's what's up. I genuinely did not look, when I was in my past relationship where I was genuinely in love with that guy, I really didn't look at other men like that. Like I'd be able to be like, yeah, he's attractive, but like, I'm not attracted to him. Like, I'm very secure, very happy in my relationship. And now we're not together. And I gotta start all over. Yay. Not saying the peen obsessed jerks aren't out there, but it's not always why they are upset about being friend zoned. Yeah, I mean, I get it. I get what you're saying, but the majority, it's like the not all men conversation. I only befriend people that approach me first. That's not true. You came into my stream, J-Her. So what there? Somehow all my friends are attractive. Maybe you think that because you're, I can't remember what it's called, but the sexuality where you're attracted to somebody based off of like their personality. Um, Facts. Usually I'll open up if they say the first words. I think you talk to me first. I think you asked me a question at the job. Once you get a girlfriend, tail catching women gets off your mind. It should anyways, but not everybody's like that. Interestingly, I find as I get to become better friends with them, they become more physically attractive to me. That's how I am. Like the more I get to know somebody, and like I genuinely mesh with them well, that's when I'm like, okay, I'm actually like attracted to this person and I get that like deeper connection and then like for me, that's where like the more like sexual side of things ends up like unfolding. Like that's where like things are good for me, if that makes sense. Um, but befriending people requires talking to new people, which gives me anxiety to think about. Yeah. Yeah. I'm so like in real life, I'm so actually even on here, and I hate that I'm like this on here at this point, but I'm just so guarded anymore. And that's more of like talking about that avoidant attachment style and how I'm trying to like move into like a more secure attachment style, but it is so hard to do when you have like all these traumas and stuff around relationships. But like I'm working on it, you know? It just takes time. Um, Hold on, I lost my place. Um, Unless the relationship is cold slash nearly broken. Yeah. That's where I was at by the end in my last relationship because I realized that that person could never love me the way that I needed and would never love me the way that he loved somebody else. And I would always be compared to that person, and their name would always be brought up because we were together 5 years, and his ex's name kept being brought up. Like they were talking, and I'm like, why do you even still message her back? Like, what are we doing out here? And I'm pretty sure they're like back together now, which is like kind of like a stab, but like also like at the same time, again, I want people to eat, just not at my table. So if he's happy in his relationship with her or whatever, in whatever relationship he's in, then I'm happy for him, genuinely. But like, stay the fuck away from me. Like, I just don't want you around me. That's all. I have had a decent amount of female friends as a guy because before anything else, I'm curious to learn about different kinds of people. Friends is always the objective. If there's romance there, it will happen organically. That's where I'm at now, but definitely not where I've been my whole life. My whole life, I've definitely tried to aim more towards finding a relationship and like pursuing a relationship. You know what I mean? Like it was always this game of how can I get this person? And now I'm like, that's denying myself true love. Like who knows? I might have found my person, right? But I was too busy trying to people please to actually be myself. Like honestly, the first person I ever like was physically with, um, I think me and him would have possibly been able to make it if we just would have like actually talked more and been less about like just being physically attracted to each other. But we were teenagers, so like, what are you gonna do? Having those feelings is okay. It's more like when the guy gets upset or frustrated or jealous and takes it out on their friend. Yeah, yeah. What Opium's saying. I'll post my Tinder pics in Discord. Okay. I thought you were in your early 20s. Totally am. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like 22. How old do you think I look? That goes to anybody that doesn't actually know my age. I had a one night stand that turned into a 1.5 year relationship. That's great for you, but I can't do it. It was also like the worst time. Like, okay, not to get story time, slight story time. So I had to sneak inside of their house, right? Right? I had to sneak inside of their house. We started out on the bed, and then we had to move to the floor because it was squeaking, and he didn't want his brothers to wake up and find us. And then we moved to the floor, right? And like at one point, I don't even give a shit. At one point, I'm like, the opposite of tails on a coin, doing that. And like, he's like, here, wait, grab a pillow. And I'm like, oh, thank God, my knee, like my knees were hurting, right? And and he like puts it underneath his back. Like he's laying down on his back and he puts it underneath his back. I was like, this isn't gonna work. I was just like, at that point, I knew. At that point, I was like, I just need to get out of here. Like, I just need to like finish what I came here to do and get out of here. This is not it. This is so unromantic. Like, I was just like, here I was thinking he was about to be a gentleman and be like, here, let me protect your precious knees, my dear. Nope. Nope. Instead, that. I was like, ow, dude. Alright, cheers. Swifty indeed. Anyways, it's nearly 4 a.m. here. Have a good night. Good night, Ismail. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you. She likes to pretend she's not 22. It's funny because I said 22 before I read that. I have a long desertion on the friend zone thing, but my head hurting too much to type. Ah. If you want to vocally put it in the Discord somewhere with like a voice note, I'd be okay with that. I want to know what your thoughts are. You could also just message it to me if you want. I don't know where the line is between attraction and respect over head over heels. I have to respect them to find them attractive, but not all my friends I respect. I enjoy them and we hang out, but I deeply respect them. And that's why I think the friendship thing has to come first. You know what I mean? Like I genuinely feel like that's where the friendship has to come first in order for it to work, because if you don't respect your partner, if you don't have that initial respect, how are you going to go through life together? You know what I mean? So, thank you again, Charlie, for the raid. I really do appreciate it. Sorry it took me so long to catch up. The dating pool needs a lot more treatment before I go back in. I think you just gotta send it, man. I've been single for 25 years. You got this? Holy crap, man. 25 years? Is there a reason for that? Did you choose to, like, or, I don't know. If you feel like sharing. If you feel like sharing. I got out of a relationship myself and dating is scary. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it. 'Cause you have to, like, go through so much BS before you find, like, a possible suitor. There's a bar in this small Vermont town I used to live in called Charlie O's. Just thought of it. That's funny. If I'm being honest, my autism makes my social batteries very low, so I am looking for a romantic partner, so I prioritize hanging out with people I'm attracted to. However, I am friends with many folks I'm not attracted to, but only insofar as in our interests cross. For instance, I'm part of a trivia team in my community, but I wouldn't invite them over for a movie night or a barbecue. Oh, I get what you're saying. So you're saying like someone that you could bring to all your interests and not have to like worry about if they like fit the bill or like fit in with the people there or something like that. Damn, I don't have weed right now. Rip. So sad. Call me a pretty boy right now. You so pretty, alien. Oh my gosh, you're the prettiest boy ever. You're such a good boy. It's been an interesting week. I got my x-ray results on Tuesday, and it turns out I have arthritis. Oof. However, yesterday I got my insurance approved for the mental health assessment in 2 weeks, which I'm thrilled about since the assessment includes autism testing. The testing is very thorough. Oh, that's good. So that's kind of like at least a balance out. Like, it could have just been like, ugh, flatline, but I'm really glad that you at least have like something that's going for you in that aspect with health. And at least now that you know that you have arthritis, you can at least, start doing something to maybe help prevent it from getting worse. I don't know if there's like a reversible thing you can do or like treatments, but I think there's ways you can prevent it from getting worse. I sent my girlfriend, now ex, to Romania and paid for her to be there for 6 weeks, and she admitted that she was sleeping around, advised me to do the same. That's so fucked. Oh, I feel that though because one time I was dating this guy and I paid for us both to go on a trip out west. We went to Colorado, Vegas, and New Mexico to this really cool art museum called Meow Wolf. If you're ever in New Mexico, check that shit out. Super dope. The one in Vegas sucks though. The one in New Mexico is the best one. So if you're gonna go on a tour of all of them, definitely go to New Mexico's last. Anyways, moving on. I paid for the whole trip. He ruined a lot of the trip, making dumb choices like ordering a rare burger at one of the bars on the strip of Vegas. Yeah, we went on a hike the next day and he literally took a shit in the river. So that was cool. And then we got back from the trip, and like 2 weeks later, he tried to cheat on me. He didn't even successfully cheat on me. He tried to cheat on me. There's so much more that happened with that. That's a long ass story. Um, if someone wants to redeem a story time, I'll tell it. But if you do redeem a story time, though, about that, please type the name Sean with it, if you could. I don't even care. I'll use his real name, little bastard. I'm definitely a small circle person. I don't do great with big groups slash crowds. Specifically, I do a lot of parallel play with my friends. Like, I just like soaking up people's vibes. I'm the same way. Like, I don't need a lot to hang out with somebody. I really like to just kind of like casually hang out with people, and like you can literally do whatever you want and I can entertain myself. You do not have to entertain me. I will literally sit there and play like games on my phone, and we can still talk and like just be in each other's presence. That is more than enough for me. I'm such a low maintenance friend. Like, you could not respond to my message for like a month and I'd be like, no big deal, they're taking a break. Or I might check in and just be like, hey, I hope you're doing well, and send some like heart emotes or something. And it's not in a way to like pressure you to respond. It's just like saying like, hey, you haven't responded in a while, but I hope your mental health is well. And if that's what you're working on, I hope you're feeling better, and I'm sending some love your way while that's happening. You know what I mean? So, but if someone was ever like, please don't message me, I'd be like, totally get it. Take your time, take your space. I'm definitely a small circle person. I don't do great with big groups slash crowds specifically. I literally just read this. What am I doing? Sorry. I'm a social introvert. I think I'm an omnivert. I think it depends on who I'm around. A lot of times if I'm like really quiet, it's either because I don't feel comfortable enough to open up yet, or it's because there's possibly a lot of people around and there's a lot of different energies. I'm an empath, so like I feel a lot of people's energies, and if any of them like feel off or like judgy or anything, I'll like kind of like close down, which I guess is like apparently a trauma response I'm learning from parents who are unattentive to your feelings growing up. And like the fact that my dad literally told me to suck it up when my arm was fractured kind of validates that, I feel like. You know what I mean? Um, Water park at Disney World, group trip win. Oh, that sounds great. I also don't do well in crowded spaces. I start feeling overwhelmed and just want a full-on shutdown. I remember feeling a bit overwhelmed on the cruise ship at first, but then I got used to it, especially when spending time hanging out with familiar people like my family. And that's why it's good to like go to that's why it's good to go to one of those places with somebody that you know. That way it feels like you can just kind of like focus on the person that you know and like ignore the crowd, and it makes it so much easier. Whereas if you go to something like that alone, like I feel like for me anyways, I'm like more guarded and stuff, and I'm more like who's gonna do something sus, you know what I mean? But that might just be a woman thing, you know? I don't know. I feel like I missed something. Oh, okay, no, I know what we're responding to. Sammy is like Superman giving hope to those who need it. I don't know if I would go that far, but I actually just watched the new Superman movie, so that's funny that you would say that. I specifically remember going for the food growing up. Oh, to Disney World? I went when I was 2 and I don't remember anything, and I really want to go back, but it's expensive. I've been in relationships before and thought there was magic to it, but looking back, it wasn't. I've never been with someone who has done the things I've seen in the relationships and romance around me. For instance, laying on the couch and lifting up the blanket and saying, "Hey, babe, come cuddle," or just seeing that smile blossom on their face and rush over to cuddle all excited, even if only for a bit, or if they were in the middle of something. To be made to feel like you were high priority. I'm trying to think if I've had that. I had that with one person, but it felt more like lust at the end of the day than it was ever love. And they did some things that really hurt me in the end. And now we're friends, and I don't hate them, but I don't think I could date them again. But they're like nice people and stuff. Um, but other than that one time, and that was when I was a teenager too. But other than that one time, I don't think I've ever had that like in my adult relationships. But I've also had a lot of like really fucked up adult relationships, so broke my damn heart though. Yeah. Yeah. No, I get it. Cheating is never right at the end of the day. Uh, Full transparency. I did it. I kissed somebody when I was in a relationship, which is why my last relationship ended. But and I've talked about this before, but in my defense, I guess a little bit, I fully loved that person, like I've said. I like fully loved that person for 5 years, and they compared me to their ex the entire 5 years, which told me that they never loved me. And in the end, I'm pretty sure they're with them right now, kind of thing. So it's like, I don't justify what I did by any means, but I understand why it happened, and I don't hate myself anymore for it. I very much did for a really long time. I always hated cheaters. My dad was a cheater on my mom, and it broke the family. And I always like resented anyone that cheated. My best friend had cheated on somebody, and I like resented her for a really long time. And then I kind of went through it, and I was like, oh, but I was also going through like so much other traumas. I lost my mom, um, lost child. Like it was a lot going on in my life. So it was like, you know, and there was no like emotional comfort throughout it. And I was so hollow. Like it was, I don't know. It was a lot. I don't know. I don't know how I got past this past year, honestly. You guys have definitely helped me through it more than you could ever realize. Helped me move forward for sure. I'll always out myself for the things that I've done, though. I don't think it's right for me to like not disclose these things. Sucks. When I get judged for it, but if I'm gonna get judged for anything, at least let it be the truth. Like I said, I move in honesty no matter what. My last relationship was a widow. It's so hard to compete with a ghost. Oof. Ooh, that seems like a whole new level of hell. Honestly, I get it. My last girlfriend was a serious sociopath and did some messed up things. Yeah, that is really heavy. I can't imagine. Because it's like you can't get mad at them because it's like, that was probably the love of their life and they got ripped from their experience. No, this one wasn't on Ghost. It would have been really funny if this one was on Ghost. I think this one is just Sandlot. Talking with teenagers sucks even when you are a teenager. Teenagers scare the living shit out of me. Like genuinely though. Around 27? Yeah, I'm totally 27. 22, 27, I'm in my 20s for sure. 28, you don't look a day over 48. Thank you, Smurf. You're so helpful. I've also never had the losing myself or authenticity problem. Autism has always made me just me. Not me. I've lost myself for sure, but I'm better about that now for sure. How about a little something for effort? You get nothing, and you'll like it. Kneepads.com, Sammy needs. Thank you. I missed the whole story other than knees at the end. Oh, well, good. You don't need to know. What the fuck is a rare burger? An undercooked burger. I didn't even know that was an option. Okay, so the story about Sean, since you guys want to know. So, what happened was, I was in like my really early 20s, and I'm gonna take a hit actually before I get into this. So, cheers. I'm gonna put in a new command to ban you. That's what I'm gonna work on. Hi, Rudy. How are you? Welcome in. I've been so behind on convo, sorry. But so the Sean story. So I was like early 20s. I was a manager at the store that I work for, or whatever. And I had this like coworker slash someone that worked underneath me, and he was friends with this guy, and he worked there at one point, and we got to know each other. We also knew each other back in high school, but like only like knew of each other, didn't really like ever talk or anything like that, right? And he like, you know, I was telling him about how there was like this guy kind of creeping me out that was like my dealer and everything, and he's like, I got you, fam. You can hit me up whenever. And I was like, okay, bet. So I basically I went over to his house a lot, and I would like buy, and I would like hang out there, and we would like chill for a little bit and all that kind of stuff. Um have a good one, Cass. Thank you so much for hanging out. Appreciate you. Hot tub sounds great. Yes, eat some food. Have a good night. Thank you for stopping by. Really appreciate it. Um, but anyway, so we, we got to know each other, whatever, we're friends, and he had a girlfriend, and there was one day at work, that guy, Sean, no longer worked there, and my coworker comes up to me and he's like, yo, Sean apparently tried to like himself. So, is it okay if I leave early to go check on him? I'm like, yeah, sure, that's fine. Go ahead and go. And so he leaves, and after work, I go over there to like check on him or whatever. And so at this point, I start spending a little bit more time with him because I'm like, dude's going through it. He needs friends, like, that whole thing. And then, one day we're out on like a drive late at night because he was like, at the time I liked going out on drives and just like, kind of getting fresh air and like thinking and all that stuff. And he was going through it and he said he just wanted to like take a drive and like go out and think. And I'm like, okay, cool. So we drive like 2 hours out to like nowhere, right? And it's like late as fuck at night and I start turning around and as I'm like about to turn around, he like drops this bomb and he's like, so I have a crush on you, or I really like you, or like something like that. And I dead ass like was so unprepared and literally in the midst of turning that I almost hit a tree. And I like freak out about it or whatever. And like I'm like really nervous now, mostly because of that. But like, I told him I was like, I'm not really in a place to like be in a relationship and don't you have a girlfriend? And he's like, we broke up. And I was like, oh, okay. And, like, whatever. I was like, I don't really want to, like, date. Like, I just don't think I'm in a good place to date. And he's like, that's fine. Can we still, like, hang out and be friends? And I'm like, sure. So we, like, hang out, be friends. And then at one point, he's like, I have a proposition. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, what if I do things to you and you don't have to do anything for me? And I'm like, this sounds like a setup. And he's like, no, I'm serious. Like, I'm so serious. I just like to like do things. I like to make other people happy, blah, 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 whatever the fuck. And I was like, I sat on it for like a couple days and I'm like, all right. So, you know, whatever. That happens for like a while, like not very long, but like a while. And then he like ends up being like, yo, can I stick it in or whatever? And I'm like, that wasn't the deal. And he's like, but like, it would just feel so good. And I'm like, wasn't the deal. And this goes on for like weeks, right? Like weeks. And eventually, I don't know if you've ever had someone basically being like, you got games on your phone, you got games on your phone, you got games on your phone, and then you like finally hand them the fucking games on your fucking phone. That's kind of what happened, right? It's actually a form of like manipulation and it's still being essayed. Fun fact. So that happened. And then at that point, he kept asking to be in like a relationship. And I'm like, I really like don't want to be in a relationship. Like, that's not what this was about. Like this, like it felt like such a con type thing, but I didn't understand what was going on. I was young. And next thing I know, I'm like living there because I'm arguing with my parents a lot. And then next thing you know, I'm purchasing a $2,000 trip for us to go out west. Next thing you know, we're on this $2,000 trip to go out west and we buy weed and we smoked some and it was medical grade shit because it's fucking Vegas and it was lit. And I'm at this Airbnb. No, that was in Colorado. We were in Colorado and we smoked it or whatever, and like he's like, you wanna like do the dirty? And I'm like, yeah, sure, like high as fuck. And he's like, giving the opposite side of the tails on a penny to me, and I'm like sitting there and I'm like relaxed as fuck, and I'm just like, and I fall asleep, like I dead ass fall asleep. And next thing you know, he's like, I wake up and he's like pissed off. He's like literally so pissed off at me. Doesn't want to talk to me for like a whole day and shit. And he's like, you fell asleep. You fell asleep. I couldn't even do anything because you fell asleep. And I'm like, I was just like, are you so for real right now? And so anyways, we go back after the trip and he tries to cheat on me with this girl who happens to be roommates with this girl who's now my best friend who I went to high school with, but like we had only known each other as high school people at that point. And she messaged me. I'm sitting on the couch next to Sean, and she messages me and she's like, hey girl, are you dating Sean? And I'm like, yeah, why does that matter? And she's like, no reason. I just like I'm roommates with this girl and she was telling me that he tried to like get with her last night and I'm like I'm pretty sure like he tried to SA this girl and she's like, I'm pretty sure you guys are like a thing, right? And I'm like, oh, by the way, I had just decided to call him my boyfriend at this time. Like while we were on the trip to Colorado, I had just then decided to call him my boyfriend. And then this happens. And I was like, oh, really? So she's like messaging me all this in like Facebook Messenger, and I literally turn to him on the couch and I go, "Can you tell me what the fuck this is about?" And I let him read it, and he gets up and storms the fuck out of like we live in a trailer. He storms out of the trailer and he's just like angry as shit and like I'm like, "Are you serious?" Like I walk out and I'm like, "Are you serious?" And he's like, "Leave me the fuck alone right now." And I'm like, so I start packing shit in a trash bag and I'm like, "I'm fucking out." And he comes back and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm packing, I'm leaving, I'm done with this. Like, this is stupid." And he's like, he just starts crying and he gives me the sob story of like, "Well, what was I supposed to do? You fell asleep, you wouldn't touch me, you wouldn't like, it was like you weren't attracted to me." And I'm just like, so I played nice. I played nice, but I still left. I played nice. I started slowly moving back in with my parents, and then me and my sister decided to get our own apartment. And I basically played nice long enough and convinced him that we would be friends long enough for him to help me move into that apartment. And then I never spoke to him again. And then this is my favorite part. And by favorite, I mean this is like the part that like irritates my whole soul the most. Um, After this, I'm living in the apartments with my sister, right? And she comes up to me one day, like it's like bedtime, and she comes into my room and she's like, "Guess what I just saw?" And she's like, "What?" And she's like, "You remember Sean?" I'm like, "How could I not? Like we just broke up not that long ago." And she's like, "Well, I was on Tinder." And I'm like, "Oh God." And then she goes, "I was on Tinder." Oh, real quick, by the way, at one point Sean told me that he had a thing for my sister because he has a thing for turning lesbian straight to date him. Anyways, so he like swiped right on her or whatever, but all of a sudden, trans. All of a sudden, his name was Valerie, and he's claiming to be a lesbian woman. To this day, I will purposefully misgender one person, and it is him, because you don't get to SA women, say awful things, manipulate women, and then try to become one, because you have a thing for turning lesbians straight. That, to me, is a disguise. And that's why, like, I will never give him his proper pronouns. Yeah, that's the one person that I will purposefully not, or I will purposefully misgender. So yeah, there's my story about Sean. I'm gonna go back and read now a little bit, and then I'll catch up to that story's responses from you all. All right. I'm social with people. Everyone else, leave me the fuck alone. Oh, with my people, yeah, I feel that. I'm an empath too, but I don't shut down. I get panicky and say fucked up shit. I do too sometimes. Like when I'm around a whole bunch of people that I don't know, I'll like try to be funny and then I say like something totally like not okay to say, and it's like the social anxiety comes out. It's bad. But I'm learning to like not be like that. That felt so good. I love the Superman movie. It was really good. I didn't cry though. I want to be as loved as I love someone, someone that understands that I'm run by purpose, give me purpose, and that makes you feel fulfilled. See, I believe in fulfilling yourself and the other person just adding on to that. I don't think it should be up to the other person to fulfill like a void inside of you. That's up to you, is what I think. Because that creates like an anxious attachment style and a dependent and emotionally dependent in my eyes. But maybe that's because I come from a place of an avoidant nature. I don't know. That's what I'm trying to learn about myself. Also, there's going to be an ad in a minute. Um, just a heads up. After that, we'll have ad-free viewing for an hour. So sorry that it's 3 minutes, but go take care of yourself, pee. I might actually go pee myself. Not pee on myself, but like go to the bathroom as well as you might go to the bathroom. Yeah. In my opinion, love is selfless. The desire to feel loved is understandable, but I think people confuse the two oftentimes and associate the emotions they feel from the desire to be loved as some sort of evidence of how much they love someone else. I think that also leads to a more transactional version of love that isn't that healthy. Yeah, yeah, that's what I mean. It shouldn't be like a match energy. You should give love because that's who you are and because you love that person, not because you want them to love you back. Um, I have lost many friends because of this thought process, because of the thought process of, matching energy. And that's why I said what I said earlier of like, I don't want to match energy. I just want to be so firm in the energy that I bring that the other person's energy towards me doesn't waver my energy. Like I want to be so solid in that that doesn't make me waver at all. It was sudden and traumatic, yeah. Then yeah, it's like you can't even be mad at them. Sammy is 327 years old. She bathes in the blood of virgins. I actually have like kind of like a fear of human blood. Only human blood though. It's not like I used to work in a meat shop and that was fine. I need to urinate. So I'm going to Naruto run my way to the bathroom like the girly pop that I am. Be right back. Deja vu, I just been in this place before. Higher on the street, and I know it's my time to go. Going new, and the search is a mystery. Standing on my feet. Really? It looked like the fart propelled me back into here. Ugh. You guys are getting too good at this shit. I'm legit 43, so I'm pretty sure I'm just done with dating and whatnot. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. But it's also never too late at the same time. I would hope that people wouldn't give up on love, but I also understand the need to maybe like hold off on it. I would really never recommend eating an undercooked hamburger. Ground beef is all that trash parts of the animal. Yeah. Yeah, no, he had the shits the next day while on a hike in the middle of the desert with one water bottle to share amongst the two of us. So then he became dehydrated on top of it, and for the rest of the trip, he was basically shitting himself. So, yeah, don't eat a raw burger. Like, who does that? I worked at a place that allowed medium cooked pork chops. What the fuck is wrong with people? Why?
Hey, hon, doing good. Enjoying your voice as background for my game. What game are you playing, if you don't mind me asking? I feel like a hot tub would fix me. I literally had a dream about doing a hot tub stream the other day. But it was like one of those things where I was on vacation and I just wanted to hang out and I was already in a hot tub. And then people kept redeeming Fit Check. And I was like, God damn it. What the fuck? It was a pretty interesting dream. One thing I forgot to reply to you, Sammy, I wanted to say is that I really, really appreciate that you give me constructive feedback and or a chance to explain such change the behavior because I don't always know when I fuck up, and when I do, it's like a knife to the gut. Even the small things can shut me down for days. I feel that. Um, this is why like like I partially think that I might have like at least a small bit of the tisms, just because like I understand how people with autism feel so much, like so much. But I don't think I have it like it's a spectrum, and I don't think my like I don't know where the spectrum lands or anything. Like I don't know how it goes, but I don't think I'm like far on the spectrum, if that makes sense. But I understand it. Like I have social anxiety, so maybe that might be where it comes from though too. But I'm the same way. I'd rather at least have a conversation about it first and be given a chance to correct it versus just be written off. Because I don't have bad intentions. And so I always try to at least give people that moment to do that. But if they don't do that, that's where I'm like, all right, banhammer, like you gotta go. Because if you can't, at least recognize how you might affect somebody else, then that's toxic behavior, and I'm not here for that. Get his weekly push-ups in. Do things to you, but you don't have to do things to me is an insane pitch. I mean, apparently it started, so I mean, it worked or whatever, so that's fun. Hello, Iron Man. Hello, welcome in. How are you? I hope you're doing well. I'm really behind on the chat, so I apologize about that. But hello, hello. Satsuki, do you want some pets? No? Okay, well, you're not. Come here. Don't, no, no, no. Don't walk up on the, here. I really didn't want to have to fix my skirt again. Come here, Foof. Come here, Foof. This is Satsuki. Look at those peats. Look at those little peats. Hi, that's where it is. You're gonna be comfy here for like a couple minutes, and then you're gonna wanna like bounce because you're uncomfy floof. Mm-hmm. He's so cute. You don't have to kiss me back. I don't want to be showered. I'm sorry. Thank you for the pet the animal. She says thank you. Ugh. Hi.
Tomas Moore Age 4 just resubscribed for 3 months.
Tomas!
But I haven't been here in ages. Made one loading.
Oh my gosh, hello! How are you? How have you been? Oh. I hope you're doing well. Ooh, don't fall, girl. She's hard to hold, if I'm being honest. And she a big girl, so putting her on my lap is kind of a little bit rough. Ooh. You can take the slow-mo off as long as everybody like knows that I'm just trying to catch up on the chat. But how have you been, Thomas? I hope you're doing well. I like that I said Tomas. Is that how you're supposed to pronounce it? Have I just been butchering it and calling you Thomas? He's dumb. Yikes, I'm so sorry, Sammy. It's all good. So he was cunning linguist. No, he was a manipulative asshole, and he does not deserve good things in life. Oh, also at one point he became a fentanyl dealer. Yeah. At one point he had all the money in the world to pay me back for the trip that I took us on, and instead he decided to buy a whole bunch of fent to drug up kids in high school with. I have great taste in men.
I was never supposed to date him in the first place. I got warped into some shit. That's insanely messed up. What a troglodyte? I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. Troglodyte? Cosplaying as a person? What is that? That's fucked up. Yeah. That. I mean, it would bruise my ego too if she passed out while I was getting after it. After smoking like medical grade though. It was indica. Like you know what I mean? Like it was indica. There was nothing I could do. Like I was so tired. I was relaxed. If anything, you should take it as a compliment. It was like it wasn't even like a bad thing in my eyes. Like I was like, thanks for helping me fall asleep. You know, like it was nice for me. It was sweet. It was a nice way to fall asleep. What about him pooping in the river? He shat all over the river. He had liquidy poops in the river. And to have the gall to try and infiltrate women's spaces because his shitty personality pushes everyone away. What a stain. Yep. Yep. Sorry, my cat just jumped into a box. Go pee yourself? Going to their bathroom? My bathroom. I cried at Superman? I'm not ashamed to admit it. It's okay to cry. Not too smelly, I'll take it. 35%? That's not bad. Calcifer about to get on the headset and play COD. I would love to see that. She likes watching me play video games, specifically Spyro, because the dragonfly like flies around the screen and she likes to just like watch it like it's a bird. 8 ads is wild. Holy shit, I just got a fentanyl ad? Oh, dude, that's crazy and I was just wow. I didn't even see that till just now too. That's wild. Synchronicities and shit. Also, there's that many ads because afterwards, that's the only way to get it to where I have hour of ad-free viewing afterward. So I'm sorry about how many ads there are, but that's the bare minimum to get an hour with no ads and without walk-on ads. And I'd rather have like a longer segment for ads so people can go use a restroom and get a snack maybe versus like you just come in and you're smacked with ads immediately and you don't even get to like have an impression of me first. But yeah, just know that that's how it is for streamers. I don't know if it's different for partners. Yeah, and his skin turning blue. That was the last ad I had. I'm too poor for sub. I'm sorry. Even though I'm traveling. I'm too poor to gift you one myself. The more ads, the less ads we get, Iron Man. Yeah, exactly. Pretty much. I'm doing good. First time tuning into your stream. I think I followed you because of I Was Tyrone threatening under risk of ban. I hope you know he doesn't actually mean that. But I appreciate you coming to join. And yes, I love Ty. I love Kenzie. Like, I was literally just talking about Kenzie earlier. In fact, Charlie O just rated me, and I know they've been like playing games together. So it's really cool how like communities like spread out slowly. It's really cool. Plus, I hang out there a lot, especially in Kenzie's stream. I try to catch Ty's, but half the time I'm streaming the same time as Ty, or Kenzie's on the same time, and I'll typically go for Kenzie just because girl to girl love. And Kenzie's like probably one of my best female friends on stream, or in the Twitch world. It was probably a joke, yeah. Yeah, most of the time it is, yeah. I love your outfit. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I've been getting back into like being more fashionable lately, and it's nice. Could be better. How about you? I'm doing pretty good, actually. I feel like I've been working a little bit more on my mental health and just focusing on me. Like, the reason I started at 7 instead of 6 like I normally do is because I took time to like make myself a nice dinner where normally I just like eat some trash takeout food and have stomach pains afterward. So King Mr. J, hello! How are you? How's your day going? Happy Friday. There are 3 awesome, amazing, stunning Simibo 33. I was like, there's 3 of me? What? How are you? How was your day? Very, very good. Very good. I took the day to like do things for me that I wanted to do. I decided we're gonna start doing streams a little bit differently. I don't know that we're gonna play Fallout today, but Fridays are gonna be like FPS days where we play like Fallout or something like that, and then Sundays are gonna be like Skyrim based games or RPG based games, and then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday will be like indie games or just maybe even just chatting if we feel like it. I don't really care. At the end of the day, I'm here to vibe. So I don't know. I'm trying to get like back into some structure, and I've just been like working on me a lot, and it's been nice. I've had time to work on me lately, which has been nice to a degree. I was making cunnilingus a joke. You and your verbiage, like everything's ology, and now this. Do I have to be worried about like everything being like illingus? Lingus? Now every language is gonna be a lingus. I like it. I like that you have like these quirks about you. Oh, Smurf. Fuck all that? Yeah. You talking about like the shit with Sean? I don't know what that was too. Oh, the fentanyl. Yeah, probably. That's probably what you guys are talking about. Yep. That guy is an actual Batman villain. He's Scarecrow. He just drugs people and then does bad things to them. Or Bill Cosby. Anyway, hi Blue, welcome in. How are you? Also, Gira, I don't think I ever said hi to you. Gira, hi. How are you? Welcome in. You popped up, but we were having in like the midst of the convo, so I was like, just kind of in the convo. Love this playlist. Have one similar? Yeah, this is my Fallout-ish playlist. Since I was like, we're gonna play Fallout today. Like I said, I'm just vibing. What a creep. Yeah. You mean Batman the animated series? Well, probably any Batman. I think Troglodite, whatever that word is, what we were before we evolved into apes. Oh, okay. I got you. Or you could take it as a compliment. He knocked your ass out. That's what I'm saying. Exactly. It was it was more like a compliment to me than it was like a bad thing. So, where do you do that in Colorado? Smoke of the Ganj. I was at an Airbnb, where it was actually kind of a hostel. It was a hostel. So like this one guy lived there with his like girlfriend who was like kind of all over him all the time. It was kind of weird and possessive and creepy, and it was like king and queen type shit, but like weird. It was such a weird dynamic. Anyway, but we stayed there. The room was really cheap, and there was like 4 or 5 other rooms that other people could rent out, and I think 3 other ones were taken. And we met this girl, Kristen, there? Or no, because I don't remember. She had a weird name. Anyways, she was really cool though, and she kind of hung out with us the whole trip. Like I befriended her really easily. She had a sugar daddy that paid for her whole trip. I was like, "Get it, girl. Yes, queen." And then our hostel person, like the person that lived there, was like fat shaming Sean the whole time. And he kept telling me, Which maybe I should have listened to him, but he was like, you can do better. But like, he was doing it in like a body shaming way, which I didn't appreciate. And I was just like, I don't care about that. Like, I'm not here for that. I'm here because he manipulated me for one. For two, you know, I mean, he was funny. I had good times with him and stuff. He was a good friend. So, I don't know. Or I thought I don't know. I really don't know. Just weird. It's all weird. At least that's the impression I get from the Viagra Boys song. Oh, I wouldn't know. What's all the writing on your gaming chair? So I had a subathon, a 96-hour subathon that I did on my last vacation last month. And if you subscribed yourself or gifted a sub, you got your name in black on my chair. And then if you gifted like 5 or more subs, you would get it in whatever color you chose. And if you gifted like 20 subs or something, I think I don't remember what it all was, but some people got their name in like big bold letters, really big, stuff like that. So this is all the people that subscribed to me last month, or gifted a sub to somebody else, or got their name on here because they were kind. So yeah, this will be here always. Well, even when I replace the chair, I'll end up hanging this up on the wall, like this back part anyway. And who knows, maybe I'll do another subathon at some point and have more of it filled out. Like maybe we'll fill out the back of it or something. And each subathon could be like a different part of the chair. It's all good. I get it. That's what happened to me. I came in and the first thing I got when I came in, hell yeah. Currently doing better mental health wise at the moment, so I'm glad about that. Hell yeah. Oh, that makes me happy. I'm so happy for you, Bacon. I'm glad your day has turned around a bit. I'm trying to work on mine, but it's real tough in the current state of the world. No, I totally get it. If I don't laugh, I'll cry. I get it. I totally get it. And honestly, the best part about life is no matter how bad it gets, you can still laugh about stuff. So keep laughing. If I remember, I'll link you to some old storybooks I found recently. They seem quite interesting. And I have only read one so far about cats. About cats? Like, what kind of books are we talking? Cunnilingus means eating pussy. It's a real word. Oh, really? I've never heard. I thought you made shit up. That's my bad. I thought you were saying he was like cunning. But like, I don't know, just being goofy about it, I guess. If you want reading material for stream or Discord, I have a like I'll probably I guess you could put in stream suggestions. I have some books that I want to start with, and you'll find a very common theme in the type of books that I like to read, so you can recommend me books similar. I don't know. I don't know that I could read like a Stephen King book or something like that, for instance, just because like I don't want to spend an entire hour reading about a singular blade of grass. You know what I mean? Nice self-care, mental and physical health are all number one. You are a vibe, Simibo. I got my hair did today. Let's go! Yes, I need to get mine done sometime soon. Doesn't that always make you feel so much better? I fuck with you, Sam. Bad thunderstorms in Texas, so might zap out, but wanted to personally say hi. And yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you for taking time out of your day to come through and say some kind words. You're always a good vibe, and I appreciate you too. Sorry. Oh man. Sorry. Yes, my quirk is also that I'm very good at cunnilingus. Good to know, brother. Good to know. Colonel Angus? No, Colonel Anus, actually. Type shit, Thomas. W's in chat for everybody who's good at cunnilingus. I don't know if I'm fucking saying it right or not. Boss of beef. Arby's roast beef, to be exact. I'm sorry. I might have taken that a little too far. Have you seen, have you seen Chris Walken skit? With the cowbell? Is that what you're talking about? Or probably not. That's the only one I can think of. I started typing that joke before the meeting was posted. You've been outed, friend. That's all good. Red Shot! Zoltan! Warata! What's up? How are you? Welcome in. Witches and Wizards of Twitch. I hope you're all doing well. I'm having a great day. How's your Friday? What am I hearing background? Like the song? It's Fever by Peggy Lee. It's I think one of the songs that the girl in Fallout 4 sings that you can find in Good Neighbor in like the bar. Or are you talking about what I was talking about? On the positive, I bought a cool denim jacket in a charity shop in a 50% off sale today. So like $5-ish, and found a 20 euro note and lighter in the breast pocket. Oh, nice. Let's go. Hell yeah. So it basically paid for itself and then some. That's super cool. Cunning Linguists is also an old school rap band. I'm learning all kinds of new things today. Do you think they were is there music about eating punani? Yeah, plus some Stephen King books can be quite intense mental health wise. Yeah, yeah. My books is typically about like dystopian type books or like overthrowing their government type books. Like The Maze Runner or The Hunger Games, or also some mental health stuff. Like I would consider 13 Reasons Why that was a good book for me. I have one called, well, the sequels are called Crossed and Reach, and I can't remember what the first one is, but it was really good, and I need to get the first one. I think I lent it to someone's daughter, and then I never got it back. And then I have The Fifth Wave, which that's probably the one that I'm going to read today, is The Fifth Wave. So we'll do that in about 30-ish minutes or so. Hard to explain old stories and such. I'll share one and it will make sense. Okay. Trust me, I've read like 99% of them. I believe you. I believe you. I know we've talked about it a lot. Please play the video. The reaction video. What is it about? The problem is if I play the reaction video, then I have to play everybody's reaction videos, and I don't know that I exactly like Oh, I've seen the Colonel Angus. I know what that is. I think Jim shared that not too long ago, didn't he? I could have sworn. Dang, not want mine already being like blocked or whatever. That's rude. But yeah, I don't know where the last reaction video was. I think it's pretty far up there. Yeah, it would be back to I think it's after Jim's tumbleweed, so Sussy's back in like June 7th. Pretty sure. The Bud Light one. So that's like that's so many videos to watch. Fucking fly. Where are you all coming from? That's disgusting. I don't know if you saw that, but that was disgusting. I killed it! I'll watch those, but probably not tonight. That's like, I don't know. Maybe on my next, like, just chatting stream. Um, the third rail, yeah. Arby's, we have the meats. You get it. Magnolia, I think her name is. She voiced by Lydia Carter, the OG Wonder Woman. Oh, really? I didn't know that's who she was voiced by. That's kind of crazy. The Communist, 1984, The Communist Manifesto. No, I'm not reading that. Is that what you're talking about? I still need to read my copy. I found out today I have 2 Bibles, and then I have a book that helps interpret the Bible. I was like looking through all my books and I was like, holy shit, I didn't realize I had this many. I thought I just had like the one that my mom gave me like a long time ago. You don't have to do it now, it's okay. It's a play on the word cunnilingus. Oh, okay. Like specifically that part. Felt kind of ironic that I had to buy it on eBay though. The jacket? Is that what you're talking about? It's 2:30 a.m. That scared the hell out of me for a sec. It's just to make sure you guys are all awake, you know, but you know what? I wish there was like a quick button to like basically make it so that you don't set off like, oh wait, it's not alerts. What is it? Viewer rewards. Yeah, I'm gonna turn off like the sound ones for a minute just because we're gonna get into me reading here soon. So I'm just gonna like turn all that off real quick. Can someone remind me next stream if I don't turn those back on and just turn them back on real quick? It really doesn't take too much time. Okay, I think that's it. Also, I don't know if you saw, but I added a new channel point. I think I added a couple new channel point redemptions. One of them is new blurb, where you guys get to pick a new blurb sound for me to use. But I get to choose how much it costs, so if it's really annoying, then I'm probably going to make it cost more. Or if it's really long. And then I put in bingo, so that's going to be like the highest one. And what that is, so like let's say we're playing Skyrim for the day, right? And let's say, you know, so basically I would look up like a list of things that happen in Skyrim, or we would pick a list of things that could happen in Skyrim, like getting bonked by a giant, or you know, encountering a spider in the Riften Woods, something like that, right? And you would make a bingo card out of moments like this. And the thing is, you have to take a picture of it and send it into the Discord. That way mods can verify when you claim to get a bingo, so you can take a picture. And so you'll take a picture at the start and then take a picture once you have the bingo and you've X'd everything off. And after that, you won't be able to play another game for that night, but if we get bingo again, you'll get to play, and the winner would get $5 for Steam. So that's why it's so much, because it would be like a giveaway moment. But yeah, so if you're interested in bingo, I think that would be a cool way to like kind of have some fun in this stream. So yeah. And we would probably do like maybe 4 rounds. So I would give like $20 away whenever we hit that. So yeah, there's that. And it's a new thing for Awkward Bean to work up to. Because I know they're about to hit VIP, so bada boom. I got you. I told you I got you. You have a new goal to work towards after you hit this other one. Posture check. Thank you, Thomas. I appreciate it. And you could win some money, so that's cool too. And like, who knows, if you win enough bingos, then you can, eventually buy like a whole new game and stuff. So yeah, I think that's cool, right? I thought about that for a while. I was gonna make it like a subathon thing or something, but I was like, you know what? This would be fun. Or I might just do it again as like a test thing. And just, next time I'm able to do like a longer stream, just make a bingo night out of it anyways. So, plus I kind of want to do a giveaway to say thank you once I get this new PC. Like maybe around Christmas, do like a giveaway. Maybe do that, but do like, couple, a little bit more than $20 worth. Cheers. So yeah. Tutti frutti, oh Rudy. Tutti frutti, oh Rudy. Tutti frutti, oh Rudy. Tutti frutti, oh Rudy. A wop bomb a wop bombo. Sorry, I like these older songs so much. My copy of the Communist Manifesto. Wait, like actually? You actually have one? I'm so confused. Are we all just joking still, or do you actually have one? My parents lived through communism. They couldn't complain. I thought communists were supposed to be like a bad thing, aren't they? Holy smoke, that's so many points. It's 69. Well, I was gonna make it just 69,420, but I was like, no, it needs to be like a lot because it's money. Like it's me giving away money. And I want it to be activated by people who have been here for a while, not just like some random person that popped in and wants me to give them like $5. You know what I'm saying? Like I want it to be very community driven, not just like any old schmuck could come in here and be like, yo, $5, gimme. So could have done 420.69. Yeah, but I like this better. I guess I could have, but here. I can edit it. Let me see. But that's like 42,000 points. Yeah, that's less than. Yeah, I'm not doing that because that's going to be less than VIP. It needs to be more than VIP. That's why. I guess maybe I need to look more up about like communism, I guess. I don't know. 69,420. Wait. Valid? LOL. I don't know. That's just where my brain went. No, I get it. I get it. 69,420 is the amount of troops I send out for random jobs in the game that pulled me away from coming on here every day. What game is that? What game have you been into? Communism isn't ideal, but there's always people trying to take for themselves, so it's really hard to achieve real communism. Communism and capitalism are both obsolete. We need a new method to try. Okay, wait. Can someone, like, you know what? Here. Communism. In its modern form, grew out of the socialist movement in 19th century Europe that argued capitalism caused the misery of urban factory workers. political and economic system that seeks to create a classless society. Oh. Hold on. Communism, political and economic doctrine that aims to replace private property and profit-based economy with public ownership and communal control of at least the major means of production, i.e. mines, mills, and factories, and the natural resources of a society. Communism is thus a form of socialism, a higher and more advanced form, according to its advocates. Exactly how communism differs from socialism has long been a matter of debate, but the distinction resets largely on the communist adherence to revolutionary socialism of Karl Marx. Marx identified two phases of communism that would follow the predicted overthrow of capitalism. The first would be the transitional system in which the working class would control the government and economy, yet still find it necessary to pay people according to how long, hard, and well they worked. And the second would be fully realized communism, a society without class divisions or government, in which the production of distribution of goods would be based upon the principle from each according to his ability to each according to his needs. Got it. So yeah, that does sound like the perfect society, but not really doable due to the selfish nature of so many people, which is upsetting because like I've said before, I'm someone that believes in you should be trying to do better for the next person, and we should be a more community-based people. But there's some people who just want to be better than instead of equal to, and that's where I think it's fucked. It's called Puzzles and Survival. It's like an RTS city builder mobile game with a ton of other elements, so addictive. Did you ever play Clash of Clans? Because it kind of sounds similar to Clash of Clans. Cheers. Hi, by the way, I like talking about taboo things. I like talking about the things that you're not supposed to talk about because I think there should be a place somewhere where you can talk about it and not have to worry about being judged for your viewpoint. And that's the space that I want to create. We should use the red shot method. I get money to buy every guitar I want. After that, y'all can discuss amongst yourselves. Noted. I'll let you know when I win the lottery. It has a 100% effective rate of making you happy. I could probably talk for hours on all this, to be honest. I'm learning about it. I don't mind having these conversations at all. Animal Farm is a great movie. What the fuck are you talking about? No matter what method we settle on, humans will still find a way to abuse it, to screw others over to reach the top. Everything in moderation. But so many people can't get that one down. I say as I look at my intake of the Swedes. It's fine. It's fine. For communism, you need a big state, and a big state always leads to corruption. State, physical state? Because of all the different resources you would need, probably, would be my guess. You have to kind of play nice with other people, because I don't think there's a place that has every resource that you would need. Marx said that it would be a cycle of attempts to reach communism, and it would take a long time for humanity to deprogram themselves from greed, etc. So probably won't happen in our lifetime, but perhaps it's the direction to aim for. I don't know. That's where I have faith in the newer generation, because I feel so much of the newer generation has more empathy than humans as a society ever has. I think part of growing up in a world that has TikTok and social media and stuff, you see so many different stories, and you kind of grow up feeling empathy towards these people, so you learn it at an earlier age. So I don't know. I mean, obviously there's still gonna be like bullies and stuff like that in every, age group, but I think overall the newer generation as a whole is more accepting of people, and I think that that's really cool. And I think all of that really started when slavery got abolished and we started moving um, into, I feel like this isn't the right word, but integrated schools. Like I saw this clip from way back when they started like doing that, and it was like this reporter asking two white girls like how they felt about like black folk moving into the schools with them and how their parents felt, and they were both like, we're okay with it. If someone's nice to me, I'm gonna be nice back, and like it doesn't matter. Which was like so weird to see because I remember like in history like classes, you'd watch. Oh, I'm blanking on her name. I think it's Ruby. The girl, like the first black girl that went to an all-white school or whatever, and like, watching that movie, like, granted it was like Hollywoodized or whatever, but you get this notion that like everybody was mad that she was there, and then you see like actual interviews of actual people that were there, and they're like more welcoming, and it was like really cool to see that like I think that's when that kind of mentality started happening, or maybe it was just like televised more. I don't know. By anyone. It's not unusual to have fun with anyone. I wish I knew how to do the Carlton. That would be a good movie redeem someday. Animal Farm? What's it about? Wait, Back at the Barnyard? Is that what it is? I'm so confused. Because that's what I thought when you said it, but I feel like that's wrong. One of the main things about communism is that it's supposed to take a long time to achieve as a society works its way out of capitalism. Ideally, by the time we get there, not only would the kindest be normalized, but the mindset probably be normalized, but there would be restrictions in place to prevent from greedy rising to the top. Well, I mean, it sounds like something that I would like to move forward to. I mean, that would be really great. I don't know if that's like actually a thing or not, that we're like actually doing, but it sounds like possibly over time, Not unusual time. Like a yeah, mindset. Okay. We need to be fearless in interactions. The system we're in right now barely resembles the system from even 50 years ago. It's gotten so top heavy and unbalanced. We're in for some big hurt that is completely unavoidable of people could just see past their own interests. Yeah, yeah. Again, I think like there's too many selfish people, even in my own life, you know, honestly. I think socialism is more likely an option, and we're seeing a rise in the rhetoric to counter the fascism from the far right. Hell, even a lot of them want socialism, they just don't know what it is because they've been told that it's bad their whole lives, but haven't looked into it any further. Yeah. That's why whenever we start to talk about these type of things, like I do want to try to like look it up. Like that's why I just looked that up because I don't think I ever really knew exactly what communism was. I just remember like thinking like, damn, communists kind of thing. Like old timers saying that. But like that's just like a joke in my mind. Like that's just like a cartoony moment. I don't even know where I got it from. It's largely a perception slash propaganda issue. The term socialism has many interpretations, but I mean, it has it as a government that exists to serve the people and protect them against exploitation from the ultra rich and powerful. Yeah. I mean, like I said, it sounds like what I would like to see from the world. What is socialism? Well, I guess maybe let me look up socialism. Like, I want to see what the difference is technically. Economic and political philosophy encompassing diverse economic and social systems characterized by social ownership of the means of production as opposed to the private ownership. It describes the economic, political, and social theories and movements associated with the implementation of ... Of course, that's where you fucking stop it. You're just getting to the thick of it. Of such systems, social ownership can take various forms, including public, community, collective, cooperative, or employee. As one of the main ideologies in political spectrum, socialism is a standard left-wing ideology that in most countries. Types of socialism vary based on the roles of markets and planning in resource allocation, the structure of management and organizations. This one sounds much more like, I don't know. It almost feels like Imperials versus Stormcloaks, and then like, I don't want to say Thalmor, like some other entity type thing that doesn't even exist within fucking Skyrim. That would be like a more neutral party. That I feel like the neutral party is more of what communism is, and socialism is like straight, like, I don't know. I don't know. That's not socialism. I like private property and private income. That's what it said on whatever the fuck that was. I think it was Wiki, maybe. Socialism is kind of the happy middle, to be honest, and communism is supposed to be achieved via socialism. So you think the other opposite of basically what I said? Reagan propaganda. FDR fixed the Great Depression by implementing socialist policies. I just want a system where I can prosper without having to make some rich asshole richer. That part. Thank you for the lurk, Mr. J. I appreciate it. We are about to move into book reading. Like I said, I'm probably gonna be reading The Fifth Wave. I'm gonna finish the conversation real quick, but I would like to start to wrap that up so I can start to read. So happy together. I can't see me. And I'm gonna like turn on like slow jazz music, I think. And I'll probably, I think the lighting is fine, right? Like it's pretty dark in my room. I think we're okay. I guess I could like turn down this light a little bit. That's what I'll do. Where am I at? Sadly, that's rough considering almost everything we use on a day-to-day basis is controlled by a small few mega corporations. Yeah. No, that's not socialism. Private property, private income. You do have both of those things under socialism. Okay. That's the textbook definition, but people have different meanings for the word socialism. That's part of why these discussions are hard, having the same definitions. Yeah, I get it. That's why they were saying like Marx was using socialism and communism together. I think that's what it was saying. The first step would be to be breaking up the Mag 7. Is that like Mega Corporation 7 or something? I don't know. Like when I first got into retail, I was shocked about how many brands have different names but are owned by the same megacorp. Yeah, literally like our own. Even in my own department, I can't even name them because I don't want to give it away, but even in my own department, I'm gonna get a blanket and a comfy pillow. Yay! America used to be quite socialist. That's why we have public highways and fire departments, public schools, etc. So we've backtracked a little bit, is what you're saying. Really, it just starts by our government having the guts to limit corporate power, but since corporations pay for most of the main parties, it's currently unlikely without major changes to how party donations and lobbying are allowed to work. I just feel like we have set back quite a bit if that's like our goal to get into. I think it's this button. Yeah, there we go. Alright, I hope that's better. Nice and cozy. Alright. Let me get some nice smooth jazz on and I'll change this. There we go. Alright. And then let me look up smooth jazz. I think that'll be a good one. Hold on, give me a second. Gonna lower it a little bit. Okay. I'm excited. I like this. Alright, guys. It is story time. So really quick, just to give you a synopsis here, actually. I'm gonna lower my volume a little bit too, once I can find it. There we go. All right. That should work. So I'm gonna read to you the back of it. Maybe not. It doesn't have it just has reviews. And then something about the author. So I'm not gonna read to you that part, but this is Fifth Wave. They have like this front part, so I'll read this part. I think it's like a intro to it. When I hear smooth jazz, I think of Cowboy Bebop. I think this is a good thing to read to, though, right? There will be no awakening. Oh, it's 1995, by the way. There will be no awakening. The sleeping woman will feel nothing the next morning, only the vague sense of unease and the unshakable feeling that someone is watching her. Her anxiety will fade in less than a day and will soon be forgotten. The memory of the dream will linger a little longer. In her dream, a large owl perches outside the window, staring at her through the glass with huge, white-rimmed eyes. She will not awaken, neither will her husband beside her. The shadow falling over them will not disturb her sleep. And what the shadow has come for, the baby within the sleeping woman will feel nothing. The intrusion breaks no skin, violates not a single cell of her or the baby's body. It is over in less than a minute. The shadow withdraws. Now it's only the man, the woman, the baby inside her, and the intruder inside the baby sleeping. The woman and man will awaken in the morning, the baby a few months later when he is born. The intruder inside him will sleep on and not wake for several years when the unease of the child's mother and memory of the dream have long since faded. 5 years later, at a visit to the zoo with their child, the woman will see an owl identical to the one in the dream. Seeing the owl is unsettling for reasons she cannot understand. She is not the first to dream of owls in the dark. She will not be the last. Also, we are going to have an ad here in a minute, so I will pause the reading and then we will continue reading afterward. This one has really fast chapters in the beginning, so I think we will end up reading probably to chapter 4 tonight. Or chapter 5. That would be 14 pages, which I might be able to do in an hour, I'm not sure. This book does not have pictures, I'm sorry. It is not like a children's book. I reappeared for the first time in months and accidentally started to push people towards socialism. Whoops. No, you're okay. It's okay. I just appreciate you coming by at all and hanging out. It's always a pleasure to see everybody, even if it's been a while. I know a lot of people are always like, you know, like, sorry I haven't been around and stuff, and I literally never take offense to it. Now I can feel weird energy, in which case I'll take offense to it. Like there was, I've talked about this before, but there was this one time that somebody came in after not being a part of the community for like 3, 4 months or something like that, and they were like in chat like, hey, sorry it's been so long, I had to take a break because I didn't feel like I was cared about in a lot of communities. And I'm just like, it was weird energy. Like that was one of those people that like expected me to like, he added me on Snapchat, which I don't even know how he got my Snapchat to begin with. I never gave it to him. He just like added me on there. And then like he would only ever like message me or like talk to me in chat or like show up in streams when I was posting selfies and stuff. And it was just kind of like, okay, I know what you're here for, and it's kind of weird. So it was like, you didn't really want to be like, the complaint wasn't really that, you know, you wanted to be treated like everyone else. It was that you wanted to be treated special and shit. Anyways, I actually need to go use the restroom really quick, and then I'll get back into reading. I don't know if that was actually the beginning of this book or if that was just like a dream that this girl had. I don't remember much about this book, but I think it's about a guy. Be right back. Alright, I think I'm gonna get a blanket actually. And I hope you guys are enjoying the smooth jazz. And let me know if you can't hear me very well. I'm trying to be like more quiet. So it's like, you know. Yeah, at first I understood where they were coming from because I feel like that quite often. Like I don't really fit in anywhere, but the more you explain, the clearer it became. It's probably a good thing I didn't make the joke I was going to. I just more or less like, as long as we have like open conversations about everything, I don't care. There shouldn't ever be like judgment or, you know, closed-mindedness. That's all I really care about, more or less. But yeah, let's take a cheers really quick, and then I'll drink some water, and then we'll get to reading. I'm excited. Alright. Welcome back from the ads, everybody. I'm gonna drink some water and then we'll get into chapter 1. Alien, you're not gonna like how this book starts. Aliens are stupid. In all caps. Literally. I'm not talking about real aliens. Oh, okay. The others aren't stupid. The others are so far ahead of us, it's like comparing the dumbest human to the smartest dog. No contest. No, I'm not talking about the aliens inside our own heads. The ones we made up. The ones we're making up since we realized those glittering lights in the sky were suns like ours and probably had planets like ours spinning around them. You know, the aliens we imagine, the kind of aliens we'd like to attack us, human aliens. You've seen them a million times. They swoop down from the sky in their flying saucers to level New York and Tokyo and London, where they march across the countryside in huge machines that look like mechanical spiders. Ray guns blasting away, and always, always, humanity sets aside the differences and bands together to defeat the alien horde. David slays Goliath, and everybody except Goliath goes home happy. What crap! It's like a cockroach working up a plan to defeat the shoe on its way down to crush it. There's no way to know for sure, but I bet the others knew about the human aliens we'd imagine. And I bet they thought it was funny as hell. They must have laughed their asses off if they have a sense of humor. Or asses. They must have laughed the way we laugh when a dog does something totally cute and dorky. Oh, those cute dorky humans, they think we think like the others do. Isn't that adorable? Forget about flying saucers and little green men and giant mechanical spiders spitting out death rays. Forget about epic battles with tanks and fighter jets and the final victory of us scrappy, unbroken, interpret humans over the bug-eyed swarm. That's about as far from the truth as their dying planet was from our living one. The truth is, once they found us, we were toast. That's chapter 1 for you. Yo, what the fuck? So this book has aliens in it. I honestly didn't remember like anything about this book, so that's another reason why I wanted to read it. But yeah, that's chapter 1. So there's gonna be aliens in here, I think. It's 3 a.m. here, so I guess I'll leave you a lot to your reading, and I'll post the Viagra Boys song I mentioned in the Discord. Have a good one. Thank you so much for hanging out, Thomas. I appreciate you. Have a good night. Get good sleeps. Alright, chapter 2. Sometimes I think I might be the last human on Earth, which means I'm the last human in the universe. I know that's dumb. They can't have killed everyone yet. I see how it could happen, though, eventually, and then I think that's exactly what the others want me to see. Remember the dinosaurs? Well, so I'm probably not the last human on Earth, but I'm one of the last, totally alone and likely to stay that way until the fourth wave rolls over and carries me down. That's one of my night thoughts, you know? The 3 in the morning, oh my god, I'm screwed thoughts. When I curl into a little ball, so scared I can't close my eyes, drowning in fear, so intense I have to remind myself to breathe. Will my heart to keep beating? When my brain checks out and begins to skip like a scratch CD, alone, alone, alone. Cassie, you're alone. That's my name, Cassie. Not Cassie for Cassandra or Cassie for Cassidy. Cassie for Cassiopeia, the constellation, the queen tied to her chair in the northern sky, who was beautiful but vain, placed in the heavens by the sea god Poseidon as a punishment for her boasting. In Greek, her name means she whose words excel. My parents didn't know the first thing about that myth. They just thought about that the name was pretty. Even when there were people around to call me anything, no one ever called me Cassiopeia, just my father, and only when he was teasing me, and always in a very bad Italian accent. Cassiopeia! I did my best. It drove me crazy. I didn't think he was funny or cute, and it made me hate my own name. I'm Cassie, I'd holler at him. Just Cassie. And now I'd give anything to hear him say it just one more time. When I was turning 12, 4 years before the arrival, my father gave me a telescope for my birthday. On a crisp, clear fall evening, he set it up in the backyard and showed me the constellation. See how it looks like a W? He asked. Why did they name it Cassiopeia if it was shaped like a W? I replied. W for what? Well, I don't know that it's for anything, he answered with a smile. Mom always told me it was his best feature, so he trotted it out a lot, especially after he started going bald. To drag the other person's eyes downward. So it's for anything you like. How about wonderful, or winsome, or wise? He dropped his hand on my shoulder, and I squinted through the lens at the 5 stars burning over 50 light years from the spot on which we stood. I could feel my father's breath against my cheek, warm and moist in the cool, dry autumn air. His breath so close, the stars of Cassiopeia were so far away. The stars seem a lot closer now, closer than the 300 trillion miles that separate us. Close enough to touch, for me to touch them, for them to touch me. They're as close to me as his breath had been. That sounds crazy. Am I crazy? Have I lost my mind? You can only call someone crazy if there's someone else who's normal. Like good and evil. If everything was good, then nothing would be good. Well, that sounds, crazy. Crazy. The new normal. I guess I could call myself crazy since there was no other person I can compare myself to. Me. Not the me I am now, shivering in a tent deep in the woods, too afraid to even poke her head from the sleeping bag. Not this Cassie. No, I'm talking about the Cassie I was before the arrival. Before the others parked their alien butts in high orbit, the 12-year-old me, whose biggest problems were the spray of tiny freckles on her nose and the curly hair she couldn't do anything with, and the cute boy who saw her every day and had no clue she existed. The Cassie who was coming to terms with the painful fact that she was just okay. Okay in looks, okay in school, okay at sports, like karate and soccer. Basically, the only unique things about her were her weird name, Cassie, for... I'm sorry, but you're gonna wanna be pet the entire time, and I can't do that. I should probably move my couch next time I do this, so I can pet her. Basically, the only unique things about her were the weird name, Cassie, for Cassiopeia, which nobody knew about. Anyway, her and her ability to touch her nose with the tip of her tongue, a skill that quickly lost its impressiveness by the time she hit middle school. I'm probably crazy by that Cassie standards, and she sure is crazy by mine. I scream at her sometimes, that 12-year-old Cassie moping over her hair or her weird name, or at being just okay with, "What are you doing?" I yell. "Don't you know what's coming?" But that isn't fair. The fact is she didn't know, had no way of knowing, and that was her blessing, and I miss her so much. More than anyone, if I'm being honest. When I let myself cry, that's who I cry for. I don't cry for myself. I cry for the Cassie that's gone. And I wonder what that Cassie could think of me, the Cassie who kills. I like it so far. I see why I got the second book. That's chapter 2, by the way. I too have battled with that though. Like mourning like an old self. I don't know if you guys have ever had that, but I think, as I've gotten older and everything, I've definitely had to mourn past versions of myself as I've grown into like the person that I am now. I don't know if I should drink any more of this coffee because it's kind of like, it's like room temp, and I just feel like it's probably not good. So I'm gonna keep drinking water. Alright. Chapter 3. He couldn't have been much older than me, 18, maybe 19, but hell, he could have been 719 for all I know. 5 months into it, and I'm still not sure if the fourth wave is human or some kind of hybrid, or even others themselves. Though I don't like to think that the others look just like us, and talk just like us, and bleed just like us. I like to think of the others as being, well, other. I was on my weekly foray for water. There's a stream not far from my campsite, but I'm worried it might be contaminated, either from chemicals or sewage, or maybe a body or two upstream. Or poisoned. Depriving us of clean water would be an excellent way to wipe us out quickly. So, once a week, I shoulder my trusty M16 and hike out of the forest to the interstate. 2 miles south, just off exit 175, there's a couple of gas stations with convenience stores attached. I load up on as much bottled water as I can carry, which isn't a lot because water is heavy, and get back to the highway and the relative safety of the trees as quickly as I can before night falls completely. Dusk is the best time to travel. I've never seen a drone at dusk. 3 or 4 during the day and a lot more at night, but never at dusk. From the moment I slipped through the gas station's shattered front door, I knew something was different. I didn't see anything different. I didn't see anything different. The store looked exactly like it had a week earlier. The same graffiti screwed walls, overturned shelves, floor strewn with empty boxes and caked in rat feces, but busted open cash registers and looted beer coolers. It was the same disgusting, stinking mess I'd waded through every week for the past month to get to the storage area behind the refrigerated display cases. Why people grabbed the beer and soda, the cash from the registers and safe, the rolls of lottery tickets, but left the 2 pallets of drinking water is beyond me. What were they thinking? It's an alien apocalypse. Quick, grab the beer. The same disaster of spoilage, the same stench of rats, the rotted food, the same fistful swirl of dust in the murky light pushing through the smudged windows, every out-of-place thing in its place, undisturbed, still. Something was different. I was standing in the little pool of broken glass, just inside the doorway. I didn't see it. I didn't hear it. I didn't smell or feel it, but I knew. Something was different. There's been a long time since humans were prey animals, 100,000 years or so. But buried deep in the genes, the memory remains, the awareness of the gazelle, the instinct of the antelope. The wind whispers through the glass. A shadow flits between the trees, and up speaks the little voice that goes, "Shh, it's close now. Close." I don't remember swinging the M16 from my shoulder. 1 minute it was hanging behind my back, the next it was in my hands, muzzle down, safety off. Close. I'd never fired at anything bigger than a rabbit, and that was kind of experiment to see if I could actually use the thing without blowing off one of my own body parts. Once I shot over the heads of a pack of feral dogs that had gotten a little too interested in my campsite. Another time, nearly straight up, sighting the tiny, gloaming speck of greenish light that was their mothership sliding silently across the backdrop of the Milky Way. Okay, I admit, that was stupid. I might as well have erected a billboard with a big arrow pointing at my head and the words, "Yoo-hoo, here I am." After the rabbit experiment, it blew that poor damn bunny apart, turning Peter into this unrecognizable mass of shredded guts and bone. I gave up the idea of using the rifle to hunt. I didn't even do target practice. In the silence that had slammed down after the fourth wave struck, the report of rounds sounded louder than an atomic blast. Still, I considered the M16 my biggest of besties. my bestest of besties, always by my side, even at night, burrowed into my sleeping bag with me. Faithful and true, in the fourth wave, you can't trust that people are still people, but you can trust that your gun is still your gun. Shh, Cassie, it's close. Close. I should have bailed. The little voice had my back. That little voice is older than I am. It's older than the oldest person who ever lived. I should have listened to that voice. Instead, I listened to the silence of the abandoned store, listened hard. Something was close. I took a tiny step away from the door, and the broken glass crunched ever so softly under my foot. And then something made noise, somewhere between a cough and a moan. It came from the back room behind the coolers where my water was. That's the moment when I didn't need a little old voice to tell me what to do. It was obvious. No-brainer. Run. But I didn't run. The first rule of surviving the fourth wave is don't trust anyone. It doesn't matter what they look like. The others are very smart about that. Okay, they're smart about everything. It doesn't matter if they look the right way and say the right things and act exactly the way you expect them to act. Didn't my father's death prove that? Even if the stranger is a little old lady sweeter than your great Aunt Tilly, hugging a helpless kitten, you can't know for certain. You can never know that this isn't one of them, and that there isn't a loaded .45 behind that kitten. This isn't unthinkable, and the more you think about it, the more thinkable it becomes. Little old lady has to go. That's the hard part. The part that, if I thought about it too much, would make me crawl into my sleeping bag, zip myself up, and die of slow starvation. If you can't trust anyone, then you can trust no one. Better to take the chance that Aunt Tilly is one of them than play the odds that you've stumbled across a fellow survivor. That's frickin' diabolical. It tears us apart. It makes us that much easier to hunt down and eradicate. The fourth wave forces us into solitude where there's no strength in numbers, where we slowly go crazy from the isolation and fear and terrible anticipation of the inevitable. So I didn't run. I couldn't. Whether it was one of them or Aunt Tilly, I had to defend my turf. The only way to stay alive is to stay alone. That's rule number 2. I followed the sobbing coughs and coughing sobs, or whatever you want to call it, till I reached the door that opened to the back room. Hardly breathing, on the balls of my feet, the door was ajar, the space just wide enough for me to slip through sideways. A metal rack on the wall directly in front of me, and to the right, the long, narrow hallway that ran the length of the coolers. There were no windows back there. The only light was the stickly orange of the dying day behind me, still bright enough to hurl my shadow onto the stickly floor. I crouched down. My shadow crouched with me. I couldn't see around the edge of the cooler into the hall, but I could hear whoever or whatever it was at the far end, coughing, moaning, and gurgling sob. Either hurt badly or acting hurt badly, I thought. Either needs help or it's a trap. This is what life on Earth has become since the arrival. It's an either-or world. Either it's one of them and it knows you're here, or it's not one of them, but it needs your help. Either way, I had to get up and turn that corner. So I got up and I turned the corner. Chapter 4. I'm actually reading this a lot faster than I thought. He lay sprawled against the back wall, 20 feet away, long legs spread out in front of him, clutching his stomach with one hand. He was wearing fatigues and black boots, and he was covered in grime and shimmering with blood. There was blood everywhere, on the wall behind him, pooling on the cold concrete beneath him, coating his uniform, matted in his hair, the blood glittering darkly black as tar in the semi-darkness. In his other hand was a gun, and that gun was pointed at my head. I mirrored him, his handgun to my rifle, fingers flexing on the trigger. Mine. It didn't prove anything, his pointing a gun at me. Maybe he really was a wounded soldier and thought I was one of them, or maybe not. Drop your weapon, he sputtered at me, like hell. Drop your weapon, he shouted. Or tried to shout. The words came out all cracked and crumbly, beaten up with blood rising from the gut. Blood dribbled over his bottom lip and hung quivering from the stubbly chin. His teeth shone with blood. I shook my head. My back was to the light, and I prayed he couldn't see how badly I was shaking, or the fear in my eyes. This wasn't some damn rabbit that was stupid enough to hop into my camp one sunny morning. This was a person, or if it wasn't, it looked just like one. The thing about killing is you don't know if you can actually do it until you actually do it. He said it a third time, not as loud as the second. It came out like a plea. Drop your weapon. The head holding his gun twitched. The muzzle dipped toward the floor. Not much, but my eyes had adjusted to the light by this point, and I saw a speck of blood run down the barrel. And then he dropped the gun. It fell between his legs with a sharp cling. He brought up his empty hand and held it, palm outward, over his shoulder. Okay, he said with a bloody half-smile. Your turn. I shook my head. Other hand, I said. I hoped my voice sounded stronger than I felt. My knees had begun to shake, and my arms ached, and my head was spinning. I was also fighting the urge to hurl. I don't know if you can do it until you do it. I can't, he said. Other hand. If I move this hand, I'm afraid my stomach will fall out. I adjusted the butt of the rifle against my shoulder. I was sweating, shaking, trying to think. Either or, Cassie. What are you going to do? Either or. I'm dying, he said, matter-of-factly. From this distance, his eyes were just pinpricks of reflected light. So you can either finish me off or help me. I know you're human. How do you know? I asked quickly before he could die on me. If he was a real soldier, he might know how to tell the difference. It would be extremely useful bit of information. Because if you weren't, you would have shot me already. He smiled again. His cheeks dimpled. And that's when it hit me how young he was. Only a couple years older than me. See, he said softly. That's how you know, too. How I know what? My eyes were tearing up. His crumpled up body wiggled in my vision like an image of a funhouse mirror. But I didn't dare release my grip of the rifle to rub my eyes. But I'm human. If I wasn't, I would have shot you. That made sense, or did it make sense because I wanted it to make sense? Maybe he dropped the gun to get me to drop mine, and once I did, the second gun he was hiding under his fatigues would come out and the bullet would say hello to my brain. This was what others have done to us. You can't band together to fight without trust, and without trust there was no hope. How do you rid the earth of humans, rid the humans of their humanity? I have to see your other hand, I said. I told you. I have to see your other hand, my voice cracked then. Couldn't help it. He lost it. Then you're just going to have to shoot me, bitch. Just shoot me and get it over with. His head fell back against the wall, his mouth came open, and a terrible howl of anguish tumbled out and bounced from wall to wall and floor to ceiling, and pounded against my ears. I didn't know if he was screaming from the pain or the realization that I wasn't going to save him. He had given in to hope, and that will kill you. It kills you before you die, long before you die. If I show you, he grasped, rocking back and forth against the bloody concrete. If I show you, will you help me? I didn't answer. I didn't answer because I didn't have an answer. I was playing this 1 nanosecond at a time. So he decided for me. He wasn't going to let them win. That's what I think now. He wasn't going to stop hoping. If it killed him, at least he would die with a sliver of his humanity intact. Grimacing, I never know if it's grimacing or grimacing, but grimacing, he slowly pulled out of his left hand. Not much day left now. Hardly any light at all, and what light there was seemed to be flowing away from its source. From him, past me, and out the half-open door. His hand was caked in half-dried blood. It looked like he was wearing a crimson glove. The stunted light kissed his bloody hand and flickered along the length of something long and thin and metallic, and my finger yanked back on the trigger, and the rifle kicked against my shoulder hard, and the barrel bucked in my hand as I emptied the clip, and from a great distance I heard someone screaming, but it wasn't him screaming, it was me screaming, me and everybody else who was left, if there was anybody left. All of us helpless, hopeless, stupid humans screaming because we got it wrong. We got it all wrong. There was no alien swarm descending from the sky in their flying saucers or big metal walkers like something out of Star Wars, or the cute little wrinkly E.T. who just wanted to pluck a couple of leaves, eat some Reese's Pieces, and go home. That is not how it ends. That's how it all ends. That's not how it all ends at all, my goodness. It ends with us killing each other behind rows of empty beer coolers in the dying light of a late summer day. I went up to him before the last of the light was gone, not to see if he was dead. I knew he was dead. I wanted to see if he was still holding his bloody hand. It was a crucifix. That takes us to chapter 5. Where's chapter 6 at? Yeah, that's long. That's over 10 pages. Alright, guys. Yeah, so she killed her first person, and it was a human. It wasn't even like an alien. And he was like a genuine person, and he was just holding a crucifix. He didn't want to kill her. I don't know if he couldn't kill her, or if he just didn't want to because she was human and he could tell. But with him holding the crucifix, I kind of feel like that might be where it was. But yeah, so that's the first little bit of this book. Seems like it's about like an alien invasion. I really don't remember this book at all, but I'm really liking it so far, and I hope you guys are too. And I hope you're liking the slow jazz and like all that good stuff. I don't know. I would, since we have a little bit of time. I know we've talked about poetry quite a bit in this channel. So I think next I would like to read to you one of my favorite poems, and then I'll send you off for the night. This poem is something that I read back in like middle school, and I actually really, really love this poem. It's stuck with me my whole life. I tried to memorize it for one of my English classes back in the day, and I was told that it was too long and I can't memorize it, and I was like, but I already did. It was the same teacher that made me submit a story that I wasn't ready to submit yet. Alright, here goes. Yo, Steve, welcome in. Is Goth Mommy reading to us? Hello, how are you? I am reading. I just got done reading the first 4 chapters of The Fifth Wave. It's about aliens in a post-apocalyptic world so far, so it's really cool. And now I'm going to read a poem that I really, really like. It worked. I dozed off. Yay! I hope that helped with your migraine a little bit. But yeah, I'm gonna read this poem really quick. So it's called Around the Corner. Around the corner I have a friend in this great city that has no end. Yet days go by and weeks rush on, and before I know it, a year is gone, and I never see my old friend's face, for life is a swift and terrible race. He knows I like him just as well as in the days when I rang his bell, and he rang mine. We were younger then, and now we are busy, tired men, tired with playing a foolish game, tired with trying to make a name. Tomorrow, I say, I will call on Jim, just to show that I'm thinking of him. But tomorrow comes and tomorrow goes, and the distance between us grows and grows. Around the corner, yet miles away, here's a telegram, sir. Jim died today. And that's what we get and deserve in the end. Around the corner, a vanished friend. Awkward that my cam died right then. So, yeah. That was one of my favorite
because it always reminded me to, you know, keep in touch with my friends. And, you know, if you really care about somebody, regardless of what happens or what distance you end up having between you and them, it's always like, you know, if you think about them, just go ahead and reach out. Like there's many times that like out of random I'll think of a friend that I haven't gotten to talk to in a really long time, or maybe we fell out for a little while and like I don't hold any animosity and I know maybe they don't hold any animosity. So like I'll reach out and just kind of be like, "Hey, I hope you're doing well," or something like that, you know? So, just a good reminder that maybe if you haven't seen a friend in a while, it wouldn't be a bad idea to reach out to them and say hi. Missed ya. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I know we didn't get to play Fallout today. I kind of sorry about that a little bit, but I had a lot of fun just chatting with you all, and I hope you enjoyed the book reading. I'll probably be doing that more often, so you can look forward to that. Yeah, I am going to find a friend to send you off to for the night, and I will see you on tomorrow, either in the Discord for a watch party of more Hunter x Hunter, or I will see you on Sunday for another stream. You know what? Let's raid my friend Ty, who is doing a subathon right now. He's playing Danganronpa, Trigger Happy Havoc. I have no idea what it is, but it has really cute characters on it so far. So make sure you bring all of the hype, bring those Thickum raids, and I will see you tomorrow in the Discord or on